let's go head over to a mall. Sorry, Westruun. We're in Westruun. Dividing Plains of Westruun. I'll do a little screen share. Turn up the music, Mr. DJ. I've honestly realized if I want to take this to the next step, I gotta focus more on music. I've come to decide that music makes it. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be a shitty script. It could be what the music's on point. Barely matters what they're watching. I could watch fucking an actor read the phone book. If the music's good enough, I'll be in tears. Let's go. Okay, so for the time being, we will continue to use the Tales Fire tracks provided. But anyway, you guys find yourself at the tavern you usually go to in Westruun. It has a name, but in the recap, miraculous things occurred. Balance has been reset in the world. A tremendous, cataclysmic battle between an entropy, madness, reality-bending, warped kraken was at war with you guys, battling you guys upon the dangerous deceit. And when all hope kind of seemed lost, but not really, Ember was like, okay, fun, love shooting some cannons, time to wrap this baby up. And went over to the smoke powder stores, shoved a stick of lit dynamite in it, and teleported it inside the Kraken's mouth. And with that, the Kraken became not two, but many Krakens. Many dead Krakens, many dead clumps of Kraken that exploded across the Syrian Channel. Giant clumps falling here and there, the largest chunk of its head landing on Captain Mira. But she was okay. We're all good. We're good. Some of the more veteran crew members managed to, make it through it alive with the Psionic Presence ending. Both mom and dad got out alive. Kira's mom and dad. And was like, great, now all we gotta do is have a tremendously icy trip for maybe a month to get to Amon. That was great. So yeah, they will be doing that. They sent you on your way. Welcome you back. Ember totally shouted out his patron to Kiro's dad, who's in the market. He's like, man, if that Ember guy's got an equally cool mustache, why can't I have an equally cool patron? Why couldn't that be something I could do? So it seems that Kiro's dad's in the market for a patron. We'll see how that goes. Your mom's so capable. Mom's the most badass fucking pirate rogue, and he's
that means you get to retire early.
That's true.
Take up knitting, crochet, lead an expedition or two.
If a pirate crocheted, I'm pretty sure it would ruin his life in front of the crew.
Listen, he'll figure something out. Don't do what I do. Be better than me.
I like the idea that your dad is just the most chill kind of dad's dad, whatever. He's got a mustache and he's the most wholesome whatever dad. But when it comes time to be first mate, he's like, hey! And you're like, oh fuck. There's nothing scarier than a good dad's disappointment.
Hero's mom is the one that everyone sees coming.
Not now, don't make me raise my voice now on this ship deck. Anyway, you guys return to Westruun to see the state of affairs. Meeting with the Lord Mayor, it seemed that there's always things to do, but no large cataclysmic issues have occurred. They've been given a chance to do some consolidating. The same issues are still apparent here. They've had a chance to kind of, try and get things under control, thanks to all of the help that you guys have done. And it seems that by and large, the Ravengers have fallen into the Bramblewood, and it's been very, very difficult to scout. They're up to something in the woods. But for now, the mayor doesn't want to impose upon you all in your busy schedules and your capabilities. And gave you a sending stone and said, but we will certainly call you when push comes to shove, and that shove is coming. They have no doubt about. In the meantime, you went to Curator Solomon Rothtree, one of the leaders of the vault, to which has done nothing for his caffeine addiction and insomnia. Um, and he heard about everything you guys have gotten up to lately, and he's like, glad to hear you guys are such effective, if slightly undirected, uh, uh, agents of the Cobalt Soul. And he recommended absolutely. He said, take a week, figure yourselves out, do what you need to do, take a little downtime, recuperate, and when you're ready, absolutely head to Emberhold. Head to the duegar stronghold, and in doing so, if you're able to achieve your ends, you can acquire a vestige, at least cripple a potential enemy to Westruun duegar, and then if you can find the witness below, who is the champion of Torog, and the duegar are generally have their patron in Torog. If you can find her and defeat her, that would be three birds in one stone situation. That'd be huge progress towards victory. So you guys are going to take a week, do some downtime, enjoy yourselves, and then when you're ready, back to Kraghammer and down after Ember. So team, Westruun is yours. Westruun is yours to enjoy and do what you will. Yes, I saw that, Yvain. Thank you very much. Sun-Kissed Inn will be your base of operations for the time being. Here in Westruun, you guys are very familiar with this tavern. There's probably like a picture on the wall of like Vox Machina in there when they're like younger days, and it's a pretty localized. Everybody likes to go there. There's that one tavern that all the adventurers go to in every town, right? That's this one. There's plenty of adventurers around, plenty of strangers around, and Westruun is yours to do with what you will. So, please, let me know if there's anything roleplay, if you want to do like a proper week of downtime, please let me know what you got in your back pocket.
I was encouraged to go to a temple, and I really probably should since I'm in town.
Sure. Absolutely.
So I don't know. Sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't know what time it was. I can't remember last session if we ended on a long rest. I can't remember what time it was when we got to Westruun.
We're gonna play it a little easy with the chronology. You guys have a week here. We'll play it loose and fast with like what time it is doesn't matter really. Yeah, you can certainly go to the temple here in Westruun. Absolutely. Let's go. Where's the spooky place on my map? Spooky Cathedral, where are you? Which is apparently the most popular Gothic location in Westruun. There it is.
Joy.
Temple of the Raven Queen, goddess fate and death. As mysterious a god there is, none really compare. You come to the Matron of Raven's Temple, this place that is largely avoided by the general populace, and is usually quite empty, and that does not remain any different today. I'm going to do a little roll for something. Nope. You walk in, and other than the grave seer and the other acolytes, there is no sign of Alistair. There is no sign of any blood hunters taking refuge. Today it's just nobody's inside. It's just the priests. As always, they kind of skulk is the wrong word, but they're kind of like ghosts almost. They're just kind of like lingering around, tending to the church, the temple. They don't interact unless interact with. Sometimes they have sort of an eerie knowledge of when someone wants to be interacted with. They kind of come up. And in this moment, they just kind of float around and do their business, and the temple and the altar are open to you. What would you like to do, Kira?
I think she'll go because there are like benches and stuff in the temple, right?
Yeah.
I think she'll find like an edge of one of the benches and sit down just because this has been where, weirdly, this has been where she has figured out the most about her and her direction. But she also now has the added, this is also the first time that she sat in this temple, and the Raven Queen is now her patron. And so I think she just sits there for a second to take it in. And she's gonna kind of look up. Where is the grave seer, like up by, I guess, like the front altar?
Yeah, you sit there for a moment and you focus and you like kind of turn your head to look for the graves here. You kind of like, ha! And she's like standing right next to you beside you. You didn't hear her approach at all. She's sort of like looking down at you.
I I have
Bearer of
a
the Trident.
yeah. I have a strange-ish request or offering, I guess. And she'll reach for his the trident stays in its little pocket dimension. The trident that she has on her back is still her brother's. And so she pulls it off of her back and kind of looks at it for a second like her mom did on the ship and then kind of offers it out and says, "This belonged to someone very important to me and he would hate for it to go to waste because there was no one to use it." There are things coming to Westruun that threaten all of us. And just like I was ready, I have faith someone here will be too. And when they are, they'll need something to fight with. So this is my offering.
She will accept it and look at it. And when you pulled out the trident, her eyes turned to the trident. She just kind of stared at it. And then you offer to her, and she takes it and kind of looks it over, not the way like a warrior might, but one like looking over like an artifact. And she kind of nods slowly and she says, "This weapon's story is not complete. There is fate yet left in it, aside from a plaque on the wall. We accept this offering of one who died in the approach to you. Indeed, expect a worthy wielder will reveal themselves at the time."
I hope not to see it one day, but I'll trust who wields it when I do. And she'll nod to the graveseer and
She nods to you, and she will again admire the trident, and then we'll eventually like kind of walk away with it, and she'll kind of disappear. She's not gonna like hang it on the wall or anything. She kind of takes it into the what would be the sacristy, which is where like relics are kept. It kind of disappears with the trident to take it somewhere. Um, and yeah, it seems that according to her, its fate is not yet fully wrote, not fully complete.
I think she she goes to start walking away, and I think before she even thinks about it, she kind of turns right as the graveseer kind of makes it to the door to watch it leave and kind of
As you
catches
do,
herself. Oh, sorry.
as you do, she stops and turns around. Sort of again, it's so weird. Like she had her back to you, and then you stop and turn. She stops and turns, and she will say, "You will trust its bearer when you see it again."
And she'll turn and go.
Um, excellent. Um, very cool. Very cool. Oh, I love me a plot device. I love me a plot device.
I had a week to think it over, and I was like, there's no way she's just gonna let it sit.
Fair enough. No, I got a good plan for that. I got a good plan
Oh
for that.
boy.
Oh yeah. Um, Amazing. Um, Sweet. Let's swing around. Or stick with your. What did you want to do with your week? Did you have like just like a weekly plan?
So the temple was one errand. She also wanted to go. Is there a Gilmore's in Westruun, or did I just
I think there is. Yeah.
imagine that?
No, I think you're right.
She wanted to take a trip to Gilmore's at some point in the week, but I figured that ahead of Kraghammer and things, she would not be the only one. Um, but other than that, she actually spends a lot of time. I think if anybody like tries to find her, she spends a lot of time outside. I think she like finds a tree or just a patch of sunlight to sit in, and she just spends a lot of time with her trident, kind of sitting across her lap, just sitting with it, focusing. She knew her brother's weapon very well because she grew up with it. And this one's story is different, and she wants to understand it before she tries to wield it. So there's that, and then there are two letters that she's sending off later this week that she writes.
Understood. Absolutely. As for the trident, I think one aesthetic design detail that I think I've been thinking about of it is that like the haft is made of pearl, right? It definitely has those like coral-like spires that sort of make up the prongs. But the actual haft is pearlescent. I think one thing that you've begun to notice is that no matter how you turn it, whether you have the prongs pointed at the ground or up, um, it's always it's always like black pearl at the bottom. And it's almost like there's liquid inside. It's kind of like swinging out like black liquid almost, but it's always sort of white regular pearlescence at the top that sort of fades into black pearl and then into just like at the very end of the haft would be like almost like it fades into whatever little shadows are around the bottom of it. Um, very much giving off like this as if you're like halfway between drowning. You can see the light at the surface, but the endless black at the bottom. And this trident seems to just forever give that sort of shiver, that promise of what might expect one on the water if they're not careful. Something you'll never have to worry about now that you're the bearer of this trident and a water genasi, but maybe your enemies will have to.
Stereotypically, I think as a champion fighter, because she is also still that, I think she spends a lot of time staring at her new shiny weapon, going, we're going to do such great things together. This is going to be a wonderful partnership.
Yeah, and like you say, you're feeling it out, you're getting used to it, you're new to it, it's a new weapon. You're not you're not as fluid with it as you were the previous trident, and that's partially because it's dormant. It's attuned to you, but it's dormant. But nonetheless, you feel the movement of the trident, and perhaps it just feels kind of right, kind of true to Kiro. Um, I mean, I don't imagine many of us have experienced like amnesia, but anybody who's experienced blacking out, like lost losing time, even like getting too drunk and like blacking out, it's not a fun sensation. Or like you were on autopilot for a while there. That's crazy. Why? I hope I didn't do anything. Um, Surely that is comparable for you, sort of drowning in this like loss of memory, like, oh, I did this, I did that.
Yeah.
Like the story that you've wrote for yourself, you have no control over, at least it feels like that. That much I'm sure is relatable.
And I think as much as she uses the time to connect with the weapon, it is also because she got all of her memories back. There is a significant portion of time where she literally just spends time putting everything back in chronological order because she had life for a minute and then she lost a little bit of it and then got a little bit of it back and then lost a whole bunch of it again. And so she's like, what happened when?
Yeah. And I will say this. You recall the final portion of this little deal here was returning to Vasselheim and recommuning as you did before, which involves a sensation that is not terribly unlike death. And in that, receiving your memories and your new patron in the god herself, beyond Kanja. That's something to consider. Um, but in the meantime, yeah, you spend some time with your weapon, getting, feeling with it, training with it a little bit. And why don't we say during your contemplations, we'll call it inspiration, and then that'll be your kind of reward for having taken this time to, taking this week to kind of like find your center.
I have a feeling.
Cool.
I have a feeling someone's
Uh,
gonna try to knock me off it.
um, okay. What about the rest of you? What about the rest of you?
Yvain has some items if
Go for
it's
it.
a good
Absolutely.
time.
Yeah.
Um, well, first of all, she was going to see how much time, if any, Westruun had to work on language lessons because she's over halfway to being fluent in Draconic, and she'd like to keep that up since she's uh, turning into a dragon or calling on dragons more and more.
Amber's dying in real life. Oh my god.
No,
Oh,
don't die.
wrong pipe. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, don't drink through the breathing pipe.
You're not Kiro. Don't breathe the water.
Just would absolutely dedicate some time in morning, evening, something.
It's like half days. All right, that's just, I need to know how much time I had. So yeah, there will be partial time to language lessons. I'm sure we'll all go to Gilmore so we can do that together. Um, she is going to put out a dream at some time.
Okay.
Actually, she's probably going to do two,
Yeah.
but the rest of her scholarly time, and this, she may end up learning that this is something better studied in Vasselheim, just because the vault is not as large as the depository there. Um, but she would like to study the politics of hell and the abyss.
Fuck.
Does
Okay.
does everyone get along with everyone? Who doesn't like anyone? Is
Yeah, I'm
anyone?
sure everyone gets along in hell and the Death Figures. Well, I'll tell you what. You've had your library card for a while now. The Kobold Soul kind of like you guys. So while normally they'd be like, "Get the fuck out of here," to anybody off the street, like I said, you guys have a reputation, and you had your library card, so your access is surely probably upgraded by now. And as your patron, you get a couple of monks who are like, but Roth Tree sort of is like looking at you. He's like, can I ask why? Is that? I mean, I'm sure you must have great reasons. I just.
No, absolutely. So crown duties work together more or less reasonably well. I don't get the feeling that the alliance that we oppose is as amiable as we are. Sometimes knowing where the chinks in the armor are, sometimes if there's something there, you can widen it.
All right.
I would like to
Yeah.
be,
Nope.
if I'm in that situation, to cause problems in that way, having that knowledge
Oh boy.
would be helpful.
Okay. Yeah. Um. I'll say it's D&D. Gotta ask. Make me. I'll say have persuasion, have persuasion, have advantage. And yeah, give me a roll. Not a terribly high DC. Like I said, you guys have had your library cards for a while.
Hold on, I gotta get my other D20. That is a D10. That is not a D20. All right, you know what? I'll just roll this one twice. Okay. That is, I believe my persuasion is a +1, which would make this an even 15. But I have to turn this off to go find.
You're good. And even 15 is fine. No worries. I'll also tell you what. Like I said, I've kind of done like a very loose mishmash of features for this um, uh, patron of yours, this group patron of yours, because they're half academics, half spies, and I gotta play with it. So I will tell you this: if you want, Yvain, they will offer you discounted education towards Draconic, so that Dryster, you guys absolutely. I don't want to get in the way of you guys like having some bonding time. But if you had stuff you wanted to do, Dryster, that's something that Yvain could do without getting in the way of that. So anyway, we'll get back to that. But in the meantime, he goes, "Yeah, sure. Um, I'm just gonna disclaimer and say, be really careful. Words have power.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's dust off some toads. And he's very much going to take you into the depths of the vaults, like a heavily secured. It looks pretty rudimentary on the surface, but you have no doubt, like, due to the keys he's using, his presence, whatever, is probably deactivating a series of magical traps. But he comes in with a huge ring of keys and like unlocks one, and then like a second curator has to unlock the second door, and then lets you into this like basically where they take some of the monks go around and like light torches one by one by one and light up this like dark vault, and they're like, no material can leave this vault. They bring in this one guy who comes in. He's like, and he's like the guy who keeps it on. He's blind. Yeah, you find this like old Cobalt Soul monk who's blind down there, and if you get to talking to him, he's intentionally blind so that he can't accidentally read something that could cause him a great deal of problems from one of the tomes here. So it's a very specific process where he's like, all right, you let me know what you want. I will bring you the tome, and then you can examine it. We'll make sure magical bindings are in place. Nothing can leave the vault, and there's this whole safety process as you assume that the things down here could. Well, let's not get into that. But anyway, yes is the answer. So, Yvain Starborn. Okay, here's the deal. You want to work on Draconic, and you want to work on this. My question to you is, what's the balance there? If you dedicate like the majority of your day to this research, I won't hinder you. But if you want to do like a half and half, I'll allow it, but I might make it a little more difficult. So how would you like to balance your activities?
Actually, under the circumstances, she would probably spend all of her time uh, working on the politics situation. And starting with, if Asmodeus is leading the whole thing, who dislikes Asmodeus the most?
Okay, this is gonna be. I love talking about hell. This is gonna be fun for me above the wall. And that's to say that you can't get like an hour or two a night with Dryster if Dryster is willing. That's fine. Just wanted to make sure it wasn't like 4 and 4 hours or something. Okay, cool. So, because you're a part of the, you know, a team, I'm going to give you advantage. So go ahead, and there's going to be no monetary requirements for this lore. So I want you to make me an investigation or arcana check at advantage. Depending on how well you do is how much information you're going to get.
Excellent. Oh, dear, what you do too.
I love me a lore drop. I love me a lore drop. I think the hells are super interesting to build.
Okay. So, with my, since this has to do with lore concerning gods and such, I assume my diadem's advantage kicks on, which is a +10.
Yeah, sure.
So that's 27. And my investigation, I think, is a +6. Again, I have to pull it up really quickly.
So everything.
So I think we're looking at a +30 kind of figure.
Yeah, something. So typically you're supposed to get 3 pieces of lore. You hit 30, I'll give you 4. Okay, so piece of lore number 1 is the Blood War, as it has been dubbed. This is like super esoteric lore. This is crazy planar like politics stuff, and this is going to be like the thing you get on a 30. This is your. I'm going to go up from top to bottom here. So, I'm going to play a little bit with the details because, and I'll flavor that as that the Cobalt Soul doesn't have that information because it's too obscure. And that's me translating stories from other campaign settings to this setting where it doesn't all fit one-to-one perfectly. So, basically, there are multiple stories regarding how exactly Asmodeus became the Lord of Hells and how Hell was formed, the purpose of Hell. But after a great deal of research, largely they all agree on a couple of points. The first of which is that Hell serves a purpose, and that purpose is in direct opposition to Tharizdun, the Chained Oblivion. So, the Chained Oblivion was not always chained. He became chained because his power became too great. His madness, his entropy, was such that it would threaten the existence of all things, good, evil, or otherwise. And that couldn't happen. So, by whatever means, the Chained Oblivion became chained. And his prison, he could not be destroyed, but his prison was so intense that it became this pit. And from the madness of Tharizdun was born the first layer of the abyss, and then the second, and then the third, and then the fourth, and then to inhabit all those things from the maddened designs of Tharizdun's mind came the demons of various levels and powers and intelligence, and so on and so on and so on. Just as Tharizdun is infinitely mad and has an infinite well of entropy and destruction, so is the abyss infinite. And so too does it pour forth endless demons. Now, some conjecture that a neutral being ensured that Asmodeus would be able to remain in hell, that there was supposed to be this grand trial between Asmodeus and like denizens of heaven, maybe Bahamut, and then a neutral being presided over this, and essentially Asmodeus persuaded that hell was necessary to hold back the tides of endless demons. That in the enrapturing of souls and the contracting of souls and bringing them under the influence of hell created a stable line of henchmen and an army to hold back the tide of endless demons that Tharizdun created. Others believe that it wasn't so cut and dry as all of that that is an unfortunate consequence of the position of hell towards the abyss, in which they really have no choice but to hold back the tide of demons or be destroyed. So it's kind of a necessary defensive thing that just happens to end up being a bulwark for the rest of the multiverse. Again, that part is all conjecture. What is known is the Blood Bowl. So while Tharizdun spawns infinite layers of hell and infinite horrors in the shapes of demons, Asmodeus and his hells are positioned right next to it. And so he is tasked to basically seduce mortals into signing over their souls to hell. And in doing so, each soul becomes another henchman to fight in the Blood War. Now, those souls either die in battle or those souls prevail and become stronger devils, all in service to the devil above them, the stronger devil above them. And then when they surpass that devil, then there's another stronger devil above them. When they surpass that, then we get to the greater devils, like the Balor that's a demon, but like the Pit Fiends and, remarkable devils. And then above them are the Archdevils, who are either servants to Archdevils who actually control one of the 9 hells or one of the rulers of the 9 hells, and are constantly scheming and trying to find a way to beat that devil, that they might become the new lord of that ring of hell. And then above all of that is Asmodeus. So truly it is the ultimate hellish corporate ladder, and all of it aims to serve Asmodeus at the end of the day. He is the only one who truly gains and benefits and isn't in service to someone else. Everything in hell works to serve Asmodeus, who sits at the top of the ladder. And that's how it's been formed. It is the ultimate sort of capitalist society based on souls. The more souls you bring into hell, the more powerful you get. And that is how you surpass your superior. And that is how hell remains full of souls to hold back the tides of demons. So that is the politics of the 9 hells. Is basically, and then we'll say this is your second part of lore, is basically like, what happens if you die and go to hell? Or if you sign your soul over to hell? So if you were a bad person who didn't really believe anything, but you're a really lawfully bad person, the Raven Queen brings you to hell. Or if you signed your soul away to a devil, which is far more likely, you're brought to hell. And you start as essentially a barely coherent sludge that is tormented for dozens and dozens and dozens of years until you have no real recollection of who you were before all of that. Basically driven madness by eternal torment. And then only then are you turned into the lowest, lesser, shittiest form of a devil, which is an imp. The little shit, familiars that are about this tall and flap around and whatever. And these little imps are basically used as fodder or a snack for bigger devils who are hungry or tormented or whatever. And that imp's greatest job, what they try and do, is they try and just send one soul to hell. Just one soul to hell. If they can sign one soul to the Blood War to hell, they get bumped up and they become a stronger devil. And usually that means that they get to now go fight in the front lines of the Blood War. Congratulations! Now you're fucking fodder against demons. And if you survive that and get a couple more souls, you get stronger. And we've already said that. At that point now, your job is to seduce as many souls as possible to hell. The more you sell, the stronger a devil you become, and work your way up the ladder and hope that your superior or whatever other rival devil doesn't kill you first. And hopefully one day you'll make your way up to an archdevil in centuries and centuries. Oh boy, so that's largely a lot of conjecture lore about the politics of hell, why hell exists, what their function is. Who hates Asmodeus? He's certainly not there out of love. There's largely probably an understanding that every single minion under him and every rival he possesses. In fact, there's probably nobody who actually loves Asmodeus, other than the most insane of zealots and the most devoted of worshipping devils. But, anyone who's anyone, like the archdevils beneath him, probably fear and hate him. just as they do their superiors and their inferiors. Everyone hates everybody, but it's the place isn't run on love and hate. It's run on deception and fear and superiority. That is how hell is run. So if you have a boss, you don't work for him because you like him. You work for him because if he gets the sense that you're trying to pull one over on him, he's gonna crush your skull, and then you're fucked. That's how hell works. And loyalty is considered to be a tremendously shortly valued or shortly found commodity. There's rarely a denizen of hell that actually has true loyalty to anybody. It happens, but it's tremendously rare. And ironically, I think it would point out there's at least one Archdevil that is entirely loyal to their superior, and that's why they've progressed so far, because that Archdevil's taken this madly loyal Archdevil with them. So that is your life if you sell your soul to hell. That is what your rest of eternity looks like for you. So yeah, nobody loves Asmodeus, but everybody fears him. He's a god of deception and tyranny, and this is why. And he's very, very, very good at it. I think I'll say for your last piece of lore, there have been many, 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 many attempts at coups to take out Asmodeus. Probably more than is possible to count. Many Archdevils across time. There's probably a couple in your book that are documented of people who have tried to pull one over on Asmodeus. There's one devil who's been exiled from hell, and he's a powerful Archdevil when he roams any other plane, but whenever he returns to hell, he becomes an imp, as a sort of punishment and insult for his coup. There's one Archdevil that runs an entire layer of hell who failed and basically was eternally frozen in a block of ice. He remains one of like the top 10 most powerful devils out there, but he's frozen in a block of ice forever. So many have tried to destroy Asmodeus. Many of his inferiors have tried to destroy him, but there's a reason why he's the Lord of Hells and always has been, because he expects to be betrayed. He's always one step ahead, maybe three. I'd say at the end of your week, that is the dizzying amount of lore you receive. And I will say it is only by the grace of your vestige that protects you from external influences. You have the constant non-detection, and maybe even the pact your mother made to protect you from being bonded to an otherworldly service. It is for these reasons that perhaps you come out of it as if you had just spent some time in the library, as opposed to maybe having a lot of voices in your head.
He spends a good bit of time praying to Ayun as well, and thinks it in protection and is perfectly happy to be doing this in what is essentially a temple to Ayun as opposed to in any other library. So
Fair enough. Yeah, you are technically in a sacred, holy place. Well, I would say it's debatable if the if the vaults themselves would be considered consecrated, considering the amount of unholy lore down here. But yes, absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna slow my motor mouth. But yeah, that's largely the lore as to why hell exists and what its function is and what living there is like. Oh, I'll give you just like a fun, small, like little side tidbit because you rolled so well. The economy of hell is most certainly done in souls, but they do a lot of economic dealings with like other planes of existences. One large one is the Feywild. Devils and Fey get along very well because both of them are very lawful. They're both incredibly lawful individuals. The Fey have a whole set of rules that don't technically actually do anything to them if they don't follow them, but they believe in their rules so intensely that they follow them anyway. Like, iron doesn't actually hurt a Fey more than any other metal. They just strictly don't like it and will react poorly to it. They're not actually allergic like a werewolf to silver, but they hate it, and that's the rules. So I hate iron. That's kind of how Fae work. So yeah,
Wonderful.
the Fae and the Devils kind of get along really well.
And that was the most useful piece of information I took. Usable. The most
Yeah,
usable
yeah,
piece of information. Thank you.
yeah. It's true. Yeah, it's an interesting idea for a proxy. That's for damn sure. If you can deal with a Fae, which is also considered very tricky. You're just
I
a
have
lot
friends
less
in high
likely to spend
places.
some. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And you're a lot less likely to spend an eternity in like corporate torture. Um, true. Okay, awesome. And we will say, since this was a week, why don't I split the difference here and say like, uh, why don't we say you get like 7 hours of draconic in? Cool, awesome, sweet. Um, Speaking of draconic, Westruun, let me turn over to you. What are you thinking? What are you doing?
Well, there's the group trip to Gilmore that seems to
Yeah,
be happening at some point.
seems to be happening. Excited, very excited.
So that's so one thing can be taken care of during that. Um, I guess if she has a week, she's actually gonna write to both the she's gonna first write a letter to the Gods Brawl and see how they're still dealing with Iman politics, which is awful to say, but she's been thinking about it since she got on the boat, and we're off the boat now. So,
There.
and then depending on if she gets a letter back or what the letter says, she's going to write one to the battlegrounds, the Vasselheim Temple.
Gotcha. And as a reminder, if you're willing to pay the money, Amon has the Traverse Junction. Uh, I think it's called the Traverse Junction or Travel Junction, whatever. But anyway, you could like go over there and get an instant reply if you're willing to spend the teleport money.
Might as well. What is it, like 50 coal?
Let me find out. Tal'Dorei,
Sorry, we
Tal'Dorei,
had
Tal'Dorei.
34 platinum given to us. I think we might be okay.
That's true. Hey, you might end up wanting to save that for magic item money. But nonetheless, in the meantime,
Ember
uh,
can cast the circle teleport too, and I've got the
There's
runes
also
for.
that.
absolutely, yeah, very sure. And that will be at least a good one way. Hell yeah. Certainly cut a chunk off. All right, I'm almost there. City Fellowship. We are looking for its interest. Traverse Junction is here. We go. 50 gold.
Felt
Yep.
it.
And if you can cast the teleportation circle spell, it is free to come and go as you please. So yeah, maybe Ember, yeah, you could cast one, and then for 5 platinum, you can return easily enough. So if you head over there, is there before I give you that information, is there anything else you wanted to do, or did you really like want to like get your fingers on the political situation?
No, I think she's. We're about to potentially go hit 3 stones in once again an underground thing. She's
Yeah,
gonna try and figure out if her peoples are good here.
got it. Understood. Um, the Gods Brawl Arena is okay, so you're just seeing if everyone's okay. So why don't we do this? Roll me for the week just to like kind of hear not maybe not even about the Gods Brawl alone, but about, you know, Tal'Dorei Council and everything. Roll me a An insight check. Roll me an insight check. See how much information you get.
21.
21. They have not chosen a leader. I think, frankly, you show up there and like you've got the belt, and you guys are also like, also Zarvog was like struck by lightning and has the exact symbol on his chest, and I think the information regarding these two things is kind of halted production for looking for a new leader, so forth right now, where they're like, okay, we got like those are two pretty relevant religious moments. So they've kind of stalled looking for a new Earthbreaker, but that doesn't mean that they're not doing anything. They seem to have grown incredibly restless in their stagnation, especially knowing war's going on. And it looks like largely the worshippers have been gathering, and they're getting ready to go. Frankly, oh, this is much more likely. There are representatives, envoys, what speakers, whatever you want to call them, from the River Maw clan, which is essentially a massive coalition of barbarian tribes, not including the Herd of Storms, which Grog Strongjaw originally came from. So it is a huge coalition of barbarian tribes that are considered like on good terms with the Tal'Dorei Council and the Republic at wide, and were originally the opposing force of the Ravengers. So largely the Godsbrawl Arena, the worshippers of the Stormlord, kind of are like in talks with the Rivermaw clan to basically like, in the name of the Stormlord, let's go fuck up shit south. Let's go south. And basically the philosophy is like, okay, the Tal'Dorei Council's big claim is they don't have enough money to conduct a proper war. They're fucking bankrupt or whatever, they can't figure it out. Fuck them. We'll go find the barbarians who don't need money to fight. We'll all get together and we'll go fucking shove our axes up their asses down in the jungle. And that seems to be largely the consensus. I think there's a great deal of tension to see this mounting where there's a lot of people who are like, especially from the Storm Lords arena, where they're like, the Tal'Dorei Council, they do nothing, and they're like, they will not declare war. They've spent the money of the people foolishly. They have done themselves, and it's on you to turn the tide against evil. They will not do it for us. Essentially, a lot of pressure has been put on Lady Vixalia as Coin Mistress, where the Tal'Dorei Council won't go to war unless they have the ability to actually successfully conduct a military campaign against the South. But unfortunately, they've dumped the entire treasury accidentally into the League of Miracles these last 20 years. So they don't have the money, and they decided to demilitarize for whatever ideological reason. So they're in a bit of a bind, and you don't know what's going on with Lady Vixalia, but it's like it's on her to find enough money to support like a military campaign against this huge machine of war coming from the south. It'll take nothing short than a miracle for her to find that kind of coin. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of the situation I'm on. Things are tense. There are people who are like really angry with the Tal'Dorei Council, and are like, there's probably people outside the castle like it's your job to protect us, and like the Temple of Bahamut's getting some heat. Topha Brontes is getting heat. He's the Master of Defense, or she's the Master of Defense. So the Tal'Dorei Council's under a lot of strain, a lot of heat, and they made a lot of decisions that are not fitting with the current crisis. So things are tense in Amon. Things are pretty tense right now. And it seems that, the faithful, the Stormlord, are essentially taking it upon themselves to try and do something about it. Trying to rally followers and whatnot to head south, regardless of how much money we got.
Sounds about right. Okay.
And then there's also a point that it's not entirely like you guys have had a firsthand experience that's not entirely entirely incompetence on the Tal'Dorei Council's part. Like you would have heard adventures of the party having found massive solutions to the treasury, and then those have been swooped out from under them by unknown factions. And it seems that there's definitely agents trying to keep the Tal'Dorei Council neutral. It seems they're getting in their way. You guys haven't worked for the council in a while, but that seems to be you can imagine that's what's going on behind the scenes. Cool. That's what you learn. Things are and I will put forth, you're there, you're talking to people. Is there anything that you would like to put forth or do while you're there, Naman?
How? She understands how it's affecting people at the God's Bra. And people of Cord's faith. How is just the common people of Amon dealing with this?
Divided. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of division where news keeps coming that this horrible machine of war is heading north. The information about the betrayer champions and their goals are being suppressed. And have successfully been suppressed these past couple of years. But they're tense. They know that there's a big, monstrous military force heading north, and the Republic seems to not be doing anything about it. So there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of fear. And fear leads to anger, and anger leads to rash action. I would say that there's probably people who maybe you hear whispers about people are looking for the council to be reseated or the government to be reformed or someone to take control of the government who will do something. Whatever it is, anything. So there's a lot of desperation. There's a lot of desperation, a lot of anger, a lot of fear.
Westruun's gonna sit down after however many hours, days it takes to find out that information in Amon and conduct hopefully a very skilled worded letter that she can maybe get Ember's opinion on, because she's not good with words, never has been. Okay, I'm doing this. She's gonna... I can't... I think she'll ask Ember if it would be better to send a letter asking for an audience with Vexalia just as Lady Vexalia, or the council as the council, but also to Earthbreaker Groon in the battlegrounds, asking him if she were to start, more accurately, be the first strike of lightning in this war, that she might set ablaze. What does he have to say, and will he support her, potentially? Because I think Dreisern does actually want to send that group of Grodswell people south. If she could. But she's not going to do so without at least talking to someone or the council itself, and then the Earthbreaker. And that's a lot
I'll
to
tell you
achieve
what.
in a week.
Yeah, it
So
is a
she
lot.
kind of
So,
just wants to send letters.
so here's what I'll say. Well, first and foremost, you get the sense that like no small amount of complaints have probably been filed into the council building, the palace. So getting an audience will probably be pretty tricky, especially after all of this time done.
Yeah.
But getting to Earthbreaker Groom probably will not be an issue. So if you so definitely spend the 50 gold to have returned to Westruun regardless. But I believe Ember has a circle for Vasselheim. So you could personally go there if you're willing to spend another 50 gold and again fast track that process just to get a word in with Earthbreaker Groom.
Sure.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. So if you spend another 50 gold, you can make your way to Vasselheim. And find your way to Earthbreaker Groom, who is a very successful high priest and guiding force of the God of War. And you walk in, and you beat the shit out of each other a little bit. That's how you say hello. And then once that's over with. So why have you come, bearer of the girdle?
I didn't get to see it start. I was fighting a different battle. But there's danger coming from all sides. Especially now. We've been once again made aware of a new dark vestige, just in case you didn't know yet. It's a hammer this time. More hammers. I need to get away from them. But
Well, so what are you asking exactly?
I'm tired of the people in Amon feeling defenseless just because money and politics and all the stupid things people have invented to control us are in the way. I'm tired of it. There's a group in the God's Brawl that don't care about any of that. They just want to go after threats. Big ones. They've gathered clans. And I want to know if you would stand with us. Even from here. If you'd help me start this storm.
I will not, and I will tell you why. I am a Dawn Marshal of Vasselheim. I am the High Priest of the Storm Lord here. My place is in this city, in Asira, and there are many battles that must be fought. I cannot leave my position. But I ask you this. Why not you?
Respectfully. One, I was not asking you to leave Vasselheim. Stand with us in spirit. People in the world respect you. They listen to you. You have command. I have not spoken up. They do not listen to my voice. So if I could just use yours, you don't have to go anywhere leave Vasselheim. I just need someone else that they already know, so I can say that it's bullshit what they're doing. Because it is. It's bullshit. But just me, and yes, I know I wear this girdle, but that does not mean everything to others like it does us. I do not have politics on my side, and I have companions who are good with words, but we have been gone for too long. And I'm afraid of people being lost and discarded and in fear all the time. So yeah, if I have to be, I will do it. It can't be immediately because, like I said, there is a new vestige that we have to go fucking conquer again. And an old one that's coming back, but I want to start this fire.
Why is the Storm Lord the god of war and storms? Have you ever wondered? Why are those two things? Aside from, they're pretty cruel next to each other. What is their purpose in being joined under one god, do you think?
I think I used to think it meant that war is tough, and so is the world. It can be harsh winds, pouring rain, lightning strikes. I think I'm trying to find out what it does mean to me now. Because it is not that anymore. It is not just anger and striking out and chaos. But I am unsure of what it is now.
You're right. You're right to think this way. And certainly there are no wrong answers, but I will say what I think. Because like war, the storm asks for no invitation. The storm arrives precisely when it wishes to, and when it does so loudly, and it is not ignored. You have been chosen by the Storm Lord, make no mistake, to bear his girdle, his most, I would say, potent, or most, his vestige that emulates him best. Don't tell Grog Strongjaw, he'd be very mad at me for saying so. Those gauntlets are very cool, and indeed forged by the Stormlord, but yours allows you to emulate the Stormlord like his very avatar. So I say this to you. You are a storm, cries Barbaros. You just have to choose to allow yourself to be. Those fools in Vasselheim will not listen to you, then make your storm louder and greater. Join your voice with others. For the strength of a storm is not in one cloud, but in many, joining together, coating the sky, and your dark cloud is very large indeed. So I say this, go to Vasselheim. Cut through the politics. Make your voice loud and heard, because amongst all of the prime deities, there is many who might play at politics, you are correct. The knowing mentor and all of her wisdom and knowledge might put contemplation before action. the Archard and his art, even the Platinum Dragon and his need to defend as opposed to attack. It is the Stormlord's duty, as is its followers' duties, to keep the others from remaining stagnant. You have more in him than you know. Your words sound to me like the words of the Stormlord and the storm itself. So I say this to you, Reister and Varnos. You are respected and followed by, I think, more than you give yourself respect for. You do not need to take on politics, claim a title for it. You simply need to speak what is in the hearts of the others around you. Go with them. Raise your voice like thunder. Let it be heard, and then put action to those words and cut through their politics. You think that these men are right to join with the barbarian hordes and send south? Then do it. War, storms, they do not ask for permission. They simply go where they are needed. I think you came here not looking for a voice to speak for yours, but permission to use your own. I say this to you, Dries from Varnos. You are mightier than you give yourself credit for. Do not ask for permission to be the storm. You are the storm.
I'm not used to... I want to say being okay with living up to expectations. I think I've...
It is in our nature to resist all things. The god of competition. We see everything a challenge. Perhaps the true challenge is accepting that who you are and what you're capable of, it only should matter to you. Not to those who expect you to fail or succeed, but to you alone. At the end of the day, your actions, your voice, they are yours to wield and yours alone. And if that happens to live up to someone's expectations or happens to fall short of others, well, who gives a shit? Be who you want to be. You chose the Stormlord. I'd say he's chosen you as well.
I think I always will. Choose the Stormlord. I've done it all my life. And if that's what that has to mean now, then I'll learn to raise my voice. I'll try. I'll meet it like any other challenge he has set before me.
Good. You have certainly passed his trials of strength, and certainly his trials of lightning. Now, it falls to you to live up to his trials of courage, and to use that thunder in your voice. These trials lay before you now. It's up to you if you'll rise to the challenge or not.
I've met every one of them so far, and I just keep getting faster.
Whether you choose to become Earthbreaker or not, it does not mean anything. One can have respect without titles. Someone can be a great warrior and not be in charge of everything. And one can be quiet and hold themselves in reserve. But it does matter to speak when the time comes, and more important to do when the times demand. And I think you know these things already. We've been doing them already. So, I wish you courage and strength, the Lord, such as the way of our Lord.
Thank you. Why are each one of his lessons just so... They each hurt in a different way. It's a little rude.
Would it be war if it didn't hurt, if it wasn't difficult? Would it matter if it wasn't difficult and hard to face?
No.
One, you cannot have strength without being shown your own weaknesses.
Yeah.
Fear not. Kind of nudges you. He says, "You're running out of weaknesses for the Stormlord to exploit."
Well, that's good. How no? It feels like every time, not just me, but my party, the people I usually hang out with, all those, yeah. Every time we take a step in the right direction, somehow something bigger, badder, and scarier steps up to home plate.
Would you have it any other way?
Absolutely not.
Well, enjoy it while you can, Drystrand Varnos. One day, you will either be defeated, or you'll be too strong to face. And that's when things get either really boring, or endlessly simple.
Let's hope for simple. I need my life to be simple again. It hasn't been simple since I set foot in front of a Temple of Bahamut and challenged an Andergard. It hasn't been simple since then.
Well, I think you've chosen the wrong path in life if you were looking for an easy let-by. You could have became a cushy noble and lived up to your parents' expectations, I think. Yeah, that's what I thought. All talk. You know, I'm reminded of this one warrior who came to my temple a long time ago. He was a young hobgoblin, and he had the most peculiar way about exercising his faith in the Stormlord. He would find the mightiest champions, challengers, warriors he could find, and he'd challenge them to duels. And every time he'd lose, or he'd surrender. And he just kept losing and losing and losing, and he didn't seem bothered by it. Losing and losing and losing. And then one day there was a real threat that needed to be dealt with, and there was no one who could deal with it except him. He was the closest to the situation. The time came where he actually had to, well, win. And he did. He got a taste for it. He was a remarkable individual. And he was one of the strongest fighters who came through here. But nobody realized it. Sometimes he would say, "You learn more from losing than winning." I think that is the soul of the Stormlord at the end of the day. You may have lost to an Andergard a couple times. You may have challenged someone stronger than you and lost. But where is the true weakness in that? So long as you got back up.
So, like, his name didn't happen to start with an R, right?
Yeah. How did you guess that?
I think right. I don't think she can contain her. I think she's gonna silently lose it for half a minute just thinking about it being Rosh.
I've missed. He's like, I missed the joke. Um, but yes, you laugh about that, and he'll wish you courage, strength, and glory, such as the way of the Storm Lord. And he will return to his responsibilities. Um, yeah, and I'll peer away from you for a little bit, and if there's something you want to do in Amon, we'll circle on back to that. Um, I want to hit up Ember. I want to hit up Ember before we continue. Ember, what would you like to do with your nails?
Well, uh, an above the table piece. Uh, I looked at the Uni Warlock from 2014.
Mhm.
The Warlocks in 2014 don't get contact patron.
Oh, are you a
But
2014?
because they're the only ones with the genies.
Got it. Got it.
So, I
Yeah.
since we did the level up, I swapped out a spell, and the spell I swapped out, I replaced with contact other plane,
Okay.
specifically so I can make that happen.
Well, I'll tell you what then. If you, as long as you're contacting your patron, I will have you do the saving throw because it's your patron. You're connecting with a mind you're very familiar with, so we'll forego that. Anything else, and yeah, I'll ask for the saving.
And that's what I intend to do. Let him know that I have something that he might be interested in, or
Okay.
if not necessarily him, but he may be able to broker it as a point of interest.
Understood. He comes through. His voice is a little different, and it's been getting so this last little while, especially since you've come back after 2 years. There's like manic's the wrong word. Just an excitement, like a tenacity, like he's reached like you can tell he's like reaching towards the end of plans or towards something big, and things seem to be going well for him. You can tell it from his very voice. He goes, Ember, my, what gifts we have unlocked for you, have we? This is very convenient. Please use it whenever you require. Um, how are you, my lad? How are you?
Well, I am reasonably well. The reason for me to reach out is that I have met someone, well, met them again, but during that second meeting, uh, we had a lengthy conversation, and he may be someone in a similar position as to when you found me. Uh, I doubt his profession and background would necessarily be in good service to you, but I understand that there are other members of your coterie who may find him of value. And that information may be of value to you.
Very valuable indeed. Yes, please tell me more.
Uh, I met a uh, water genasi who is a ranking member on a uh, vessel of some report. Um, and and he is very open to opportunity. It's a gentleman by the name of Eska.
Eska? Very well. I see. He's on a ship, you say?
The Deadly Deceit.
Deadly Deceit. Interesting. Very well. Well, this sounds like a very water-based individual, not my usual cup of tea. But
Well,
yes,
that's why I thought that while he may not be an ideal fit for your service, somebody else in your coterie of folks may find that something of value and worthwhile.
very well. No, I will most certainly pass his name along to Lady Caboose. She is more inclined to that element than myself. We don't usually see eye to eye. This will be a very good good olive branch. Thank you, my lad. This will actually now the more I think of it, this will be very beneficial, I think. Yes, I'll pass it along post haste, actually. Well, thank you very much. Is there something I could do for you? This is potentially very helpful.
I just wanted to let you know that I'll be headed below in the not too distant future. We've settled on the hammer as the best way to stick a thumb in the eye of those folks.
Yes. Well, I shall tell you what. I must reward you for this information. You see, I largely of the belief that, well, service without payment is slavery, and I will not have that. So, you're gonna feel your ring kind of sort of vibrate around your finger, and you'll see the essence of it kind of change. And next to the very large ruby at the top, you're gonna see like a new spot kind of opens on the side, and this almost like marquee cut like bar will appear on the side in like a third section, and it's a diamond. And he will say, I grant you a wish, my boy. You have long deserved such things, and you are so very good with them. So, you keep that for yourself, and I'll be excited to see what you come up with.
I have no words, sir. You are generous beyond measure.
Oh, well, we have worked so well together these past couple of years. I trust you implicitly, my lord. I trust you implicitly. I will advise only this. Be careful what you wish for. Very well. I must return to my business. I will inform Lady Caboose this very day, and you have good fun traveling into the deeps of the earth. Not the worst place for a person like yourself or myself, actually. Good luck. If you ever need anything, my boy, I'm only a spell slot away.
Thank you, sir.
And yeah, you'll feel the connection part. And essentially your ring is going to function as a ring of 3 wishes going forward, with 1 wish currently inside of it. I figure we're at that level. I never feel comfortable, I think, giving you, Eric, anything that powerful, but it's a genie. What are we gonna do? We gotta do. Cool. Very, very cool. Is there anything you'd like to do more in the long term of the week?
Uh, Not expressly. Actually, yes, expressly.
Okay.
Uh, I'm gonna go to the Cobalt Soul and see what I can find out about the history and whatnot of whatever this hammer is that these crazed dwarves have got their hands on too.
Absolutely. Why don't you make me an Arcana or investigation check? You may do so at advantage.
Uh, yeah, they're both the same. That'll be a 22 for investigation.
A 22 for investigation. Um, okay. You also get a little bit of what they've already learned because they pointed you in the direction of this weapon. Well, sorry, that was Kraghammer, but nonetheless, they will give you what they know. Um, their information is largely shrouded in mystery as to the origins of its creations, its original wielders, but they do definitely know this. Um, it is a maul. It is a massive flaming hammer. Um, yeah, definitely a little outside of your normal, what you would normally wield, but considered to be a tremendously powerful melee weapon, imbued with all manner of fire magic and basically like destructive firepower. Um, what they do have is that it was rumored to be wielded by a being known as the Grand Legate Theastor, who is the fire giant ruler of Volcanon, which is the kingdom of fire giants in the Cliffkeep Mountains. Um, but it was also rumored that it vanished, that the weapon was taken or stolen or was lost in battle or something of the line. But it was largely a symbol of fire giant rulership. And this civilization, yes, once more, dwells within the Cliffkeep Mountains. And it was not a quiet thing when the hammer was lost, which is how they have this information. Um, they were pretty pissed off when this hammer vanished. And it seems, thanks to your connections in Kraghammer, you're able to connect that information, even expand upon their stores of knowledge that it now lays in the hands of the King of Emberhold, the duegar, um, duegar under Tal'Dorei.
Lovely.
Um, but yeah, that's fine. And again, a immensely destructive weapon. Um, like pr- pretty scarily, yeah, pretty scarily potent melee weapon. Um, yeah. Um, okay. Very cool. Let us uh move along. And again, I keep saying like not your usual weapon, Ember, and I keep saying that maybe as like as a story motif, as almost like a reminder that I have plans. I have plans. It kind of fits Ember, but not really. That's kind of we'll see what we can do about it. Okay. With that, the downtime has largely come to an end. Is there any last little bows anyone would like to tie? Any last things you guys would like to finish up before we take on what comes next?
There had been two quick dreams that
Yeah.
Yvain wanted to do.
Yeah. Go for it. Absolutely.
Um, the first would be to Shirku
Okay.
to let him know that help is on the way.
Understood. You dream to Shirku, who like looks a little bit more like himself lately. Like he's not as like tremendously well groomed, but like he looks definitely like he's shaved and whatever. Um, and you know, he's his like flirtatious self seems to have returned to him a little bit. And he says, "Oh, fear not. My good companions have arrived. We've just been having a hell of a time killing people." And he seems to be he seems to be much happier, and it seems to be that things are going in the right direction for him.
Okay.
Hopefully,
So
nobody's done anything too extraordinary on the sea while I've been.
I
That's not Louis'
mean,
accent. That would really be terrible for my reputation. I have to do something equally magnificent.
well, it just so happens. Do you remember Captain Mira
Don't you say it.
of the
Don't
of
you,
the
don't
the
you do
Dangers of the
this.
Sea?
I remember every inch of it. Bye.
Yes. Well, she recently went through the shearing channel, and she
Don't say it. Don't you say this. Don't you do this. What you do? Okay,
I
do it.
don't
Do it to
mean.
me.
I know this is going to be a nightmare.
Yes. But what did she
The
do?
Kraken is calamari,
Ah! And I only got through the searing channel and avoided it. Ah!
and apparently she has bragging rights.
Ah! You know, being marooned for 2 years and fighting in the jungles, fighting off, you know, serpentine servants and mad zealots for 2 years in the jungle while marooned. I'm gonna have to do better. I'm gonna have to do better.
For what it's worth, I know you're near Stilben. There is there's a betrayer's champion there.
Do any of the
Poison
betrayer
pen.
champions use ships? Is there anyone who's like particularly shipborne?
So these particular group are involved in a bit of smuggling, I think.
A little bit of smuggling. I gotta return to Oman. I gotta get there before she does, and I can tell them about my story before she should. Or should I wait? And then you kind of go into this literal dick measuring contest that he kind of plays out in his head, and you're like, okay, I can tell you're doing better. I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave you
Head
alone.
off.
And you head off, absolutely. And he goes, oh, and you slept with her? Damn it! Don't tell me you slept with her while she was killing the Kraken. That would be too much for me to handle. I have to retire.
No.
Hey, good. I can come back from this. I can come back. And then yeah, you leave him, and he seems to be doing better. It seems that his companions have caught up with him and are doing what they can to help out. And he leaves you with the sentiment that he's going to return to Amon as soon as possible and have a good drink and maybe a couple nights at the brothel.
Well, good. Excellent. Next dream.
Next dream.
Honor.
Honor. Dream doesn't get through.
Shit.
That could mean that she's awake,
I know.
but you are throwing it out there like probably sleepy time. So, but at least this time it doesn't go through.
All right. Well, the first time I tried to get a hold of Shoku, it didn't go through either, so it's all right. It's all right.
Probably fine. It's probably bad, right?
It's fine. I'm fine. It's all fine.
Everything's great. Everything's great. Okay. Who else? Does anybody else have any last little bows to tie, last things to do during this downtime?
There was a joint trip to Gilmore's that was proposed.
Okay, understood. We will definitely get that. I'll probably do that after break because I imagine it's going to be a little bit more of an extended time. Anybody else? Westruun, you have anything you wanted to do in Amon?
Westruun's gonna try and pull strings. Not specifically to get in front of the whole council, but to try and maybe just get the ear of Lady of Exalia.
Okay.
And figure out what's going on there. Because she's been to her home once.
She has. She's been friendly in the past. Okay. I would like you to roll me. I'm gonna have you straight up just roll me a persuasion check. And this is to, like, cut through the bureaucracy and red tape and, like, get word to her. And then that word being convincing enough to take time out of her probably very frustrating schedule to have a word. Yeah, DC's probably going to be a little up there. She's a busy lady.
Can I guidance myself?
Sure.
Well, that D4 is lost forever.
There's a
21.
super easy way to find it. Turn out the lights, take off your shoes, walk around. You'll find the die for in a matter of minutes.
You should stop.
Those and Legos. Sure. Those and Legos.
Yeah, really put your heel down, you know, just in case.
21 in the end. I rolled a 19 and then a 3, and I have a -1.
I would like to ask, so that's a very good roll. My question to you is, when the word gets to Vexalia, what is it, like, what's the concern? Like, what do you say? Is it just like, hey, girl, I just want to catch up? Or is it like, I'm frustrated about things, let's talk? Or like, I want to be of service? Like, what is the, like, what do you put before her that you're trying to convince her to meet you about?
I feel like it starts with, like, Westruun being frustrated / afraid for anybody who can't fight in this war or deal with this war independently, and then moves into the, but also, like, I'm out on these adventures. If I could find something or help you in any way to, hey, start something in this council of at least defending our own people, that'd be nice.
Okay. Understood. So I'm going to say that you send this letter. It's got to cut through the bureaucratic nonsense mess and actually make its way to her. But the role is noted, the message is sent, and the response may come at some point. Okay, excellent. Absolutely. Well done. Okay, beautiful. Then, if there's nothing else from the party you'd like to do during this downtime, I will say let's go to a break. We'll come back in like 15-20 minutes, and then we'll have a trip to Gilmore's. Very, very good. We will be back. Yeah, be back very soon. Yeah, oh yeah. All right. I shall disclaim this Gilmore's Fair Glorious Goods trip, as I always do. I will maintain the right to veto some magical items, as you are within. I don't want to burst anyone's bubble, but you know, we got some house rules going on and so on, and just want to be sure, just want to be clear. But anyway, you make your way to Gilmore's Glorious Goods in Westruun. Yeah, you guys come to a second maybe not as entirely glorious as the one in Amon, but still nonetheless very glorious. This one is a single facade, a single story facade, with all the usual sort of purple silk drapery and beautiful inventory in the windows and whatnot. And what is curious is that when you walk inside, you make your way through, is of course that it is actually huge and three-storied, and not at all different from the one in Amon. For my very magically inclined friends, which is all of you, you're probably gathering that they all probably just lead to the same demiplane. And you walk within. 3 stories. Once more, you've got like aisles of shelves lined with wands, armor, weapons of all kinds, rings, cloaks, boots, you name it. Well, you come inside. I got to imagine he's definitely installed like a little enchantment, so when you walk through the door, you hear "glorious," and within, I got to check on the staff here. I got to check on the staff. Where do you work, lady? That is very funny. Okay, yeah, like I said, it is the same as anywhere else. And within, you're going to find a number of employees, associates. It seems today that Sherry, as usual, is working, the manager. And today you are going to see also working with her is a ruddy, bright red-cheeked, lavender-haired gnome. But yes, the usual sort of like tight hair pulled back into a bun. I believe she is a half-elf with sort of circular spectacles is Sherry, the manager. Oh, half-elf, excuse me, but nonetheless. Welcomes you within. Oh, it's been some time since we have seen the American court. Welcome. Gilmore's glorious goods. Take a look around, see what you see. Let me know if there's any questions or if you're looking for any specifics. Be happy to help. So, as always, there are 3 levels to this place. There is the common and uncommon items on the first level. There are the rares on the second and the very rares on the third. You may go into D&D Beyond, and you may look through the magic items. I'm going to say steer away from the third-party stuff. But you can go looking through anything standardized, anything of common, uncommon, rare, or very rare, and let me know if you find out on the shelves anything on the shelf you might want. Yes, you may.
I have a question above the table, which I think might have just fallen out of my ears, which would be really embarrassing. Shit. Oh, all right, no. It's about fuck. I'm sorry, come back to me. I had it
It's all good.
Just
no worries, no worries.
I
So
have a couple
yes.
things to sell off.
Yeah.
Just to
Okay.
Same
just
thing.
to distract from Yvain.
Understood. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's fair to say that, like, Gilmore's Glorious Goods happily purchasing magical items, considering how no one ever wants to sell magic items. So, give me about a moment while I pull up my prices, my magical item prices here. I can never remember if it's in the PHB or the DMG. It's in the DMG.
and when it circles back around, I wrote it down so I won't forget again.
Excellent. Come on, Dungeon Masters. There it is. Okay, here we go. So, yes, I've got my cost chart up. Who's up to bat? Who's first?
I'll volunteer.
All right.
I have a dragon hide belt +1 and wraps of unarmored power +1.
Dang. That's
But
pretty
I just
cool.
don't use
Yeah,
because I
no
have
worries.
a better belt and better bracers.
Hey, that's fair. Yeah, I'm just setting you in.
They are wondrous items.
Okay, what rarity?
I'm trying to find it. What's green? What does green
Green is
equate
uncommon.
to? Uncommon. They're both uncommon.
All right. Um. So I think the rules that I have set up for is if you're selling.
Quick, it's less.
Yeah, so I will. So if you do like a downtime to try and sell them, there's a chance you could get double. So because this is a magic item store and they need to keep stock on the shelves, I'll say that they will sell them. They will purchase them for base cost. So yeah. So they'll offer you 400 gold pieces an item. Each uncommon item that you're giving up here. So that's 2.
Yeah.
All right. You may proudly accept 800 gold pieces, and they will take the bracers from you. The bracer and the belt from you. All right. Hero, you wanted to sell something?
Yes, I have 2 things. One of them is uncommon. It's actually her Mariner's half plate because I completely forgot that she has much better armor sitting in the bag of holding. So she's gonna sell her Mariners now that we're going underground, and she's also gonna sell her lash. It's rare.
Okay, Lash is rare. What is the Mariners?
It's uncommon.
Okay, so I've got an uncommon and a rare. That's what I'm hearing.
Yep.
All right, then you're the proud owner of 4,400 gold pieces. And they will accept those from you and put them on the shelves.
Thank you.
Awesome. Does anybody else have any magical goods to sell? Okay, no worries.
I have things.
Yes,
It's not selling. I'm inquiring as to a service.
Of course, yeah.
So above the table, when you gave Yvain the Astromancy archive, you said that it would just function the way it functions, and we would just forget that it says it's supposed to be for wizard. Okay, just wanting to clear that up. So she has a scroll of contact other planes that she received from the Platinum Sanctuary, and she has the Astromancy archive, and this could be scribed into that if only someone had the ability to do the scribing, which she just are not proficient in Arcana, so she can't do the actual work. Is this something above the table that the Cobalt Soul would do? Is this something that I should have Gilmore's do and pay for the service? How above the table? I don't know what would be the best way to handle this.
Gilmore's could certainly do it, and I think a librarian, I think the Cobalt Soul would be more than capable of doing this for you as well. So let's just say that they do it. They're built to scribe and do magical shit sometimes. So yeah, why don't we say that the Cobalt Soul transferred that over for you? And you may choose the spell that it. I will say because you're not a wizard, you'll have to kick a spell from in order to swap it out. Why don't we say that? Keep it fair. Because you don't actually have a spell. You're a druid.
Right. So here's why it matters.
Okay.
One of the functions is that over a short rest, you can use it to swap any spell that's in there with a spell that you have, so long as it's from the divination school.
Yeah.
So what I was hoping is that there were a couple of divination spells that I could put in this, that I would be able to, again, on a short rest. One of them being sending, by the way.
Yeah. And just because you're not a wizard, and I want to respect the capabilities of wizards.
Okay.
Like a wizard could just add. They could just continue to add spells. And as a druid, you got a big old selection there. So I'll just say you could swap any spell out of the Astromancy archive. That can be. I'm pretty sure it's got like augury in there. So if you want to swap out like
it has a number of them, and because I can't look at my thingy, I can't speak to you and act like I'm speaking to you and actually do the thing because I'm in this place. But if we can wait until like maybe after the session and I can just tell you which one that is, I can shoot you a message. That would be perfect.
Got it. Recharges for a stunning archive, experimental replacement, prepared spells. The creature you see them put field in this area. Yeah. I'm like, this is definitely supposed to be like a wizard item, and I'm giving it to you as a as an exception. Yeah, and you're
I'm happy to swap a spell out. I just can't look at it right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. You can just let me know what the swap is whenever you.
I'm so happy to do that. It's just because I can't access you and DDB like at the same moment. Give me until like 10 minutes after we're done, and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, beautiful. No worries. Does it come with a selection of spells in it?
It does. So I'll just swap one out.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I haven't looked at it in a little while. I just wanted to be sure.
No, it does. It comes with quite a number of spells. So
okay, cool. Yeah, because you as a druid can't like scribe scrolls like a wizard, which is why I'm saying this. So okay, cool. Well, yeah, we'll talk about it later.
I could if I used the Cobalt Soul to take Arcana, which I'm thinking of doing.
Fair. Okay.
Thank you.
Regardless, yep, that can be swapped in. And yeah, does anybody have any purchases? Does anybody see anything shiny on the shelves? Yeah.
Actually, and I'll nudge Umber. I know Zarvolg isn't here, but I think his stores on the blow-up arrows are getting. Where did you guys have those made?
The Vulcanite bolts from the battle with Usopp Tukar. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, like I know he's but he also had some made. He had
the bolts that did like the random magical effect or like wild magic bolts. Basically, those were given to him by Hunter Horick. If there's other bolts you're referring to, I'm not sure what those are.
I thought he had some like explosive bolts.
Sounds familiar.
That he had made in Vasselheim.
Bolts?
What was that?
The Cataclysm bolts, where he had to roll for effect and it exploded a couple of times.
Yeah, the Cataclysmic bolts came from Horick in Kraghammer.
Oh, all right. I misunderstood. I thought there was a demolitions thing, and I was going to check into.
I remember Ember Riley talking about strapping dynamite to a bolt at least one point. So it doesn't sound unfamiliar.
All right, then I've got nothing. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, who else? Who's got some? Yeah.
I happen to be in the market for a better shield. And we can only go up. I have a basic one.
I believe it tried it as a two-handed weapon, is it not?
One or two.
One or two, okay. Very well. Let me show you a selection of shields. She starts flipping through her massive catalog.
Honestly, if it helps, I was going to say I use it to bump up my AC because I usually stand in the front. I don't ever hold it. And so I don't need anything that does anything super fancy. I just would like to have better than a It's not. It's a +2 to my AC, and that's it.
Got it. You're not looking for anything fancy. Okay, very well. Let us look at the sort of uncommon common rates. Let's see what we have on the shelves. We have a number of shields. Let's see here. We have a. Let's see. We get this one also on the ship. That's crazy. I'm not doing that. We do have a boomerang shield. That's a very popular item. Everyone keeps saying something about someone called Captain America. It's some kind of wild mount play. They're talking about these Revengers or something like that. So, I don't know. But anyway, it's a whole thing in Wildmount, so we made a bunch of extra ones. And it's like it sounds. It's a shield that you can throw at a 20-foot normal range, 60-foot long range, strength or dexterity on the attack roll. And then proficiency with the shield gives you proficiency on the attack, and it's a D6 damage base, and gives a melee warrior a little quick range and return as it sort of returns to the hand when you're done with it.
I'm very interested.
Absolutely. It's an attunement item. Again, uncommon, so about 400 gold pieces. Gives you the standard shield armor class bonus. And like I said, it returns to your hand, hit or miss. But if you ask me, it's rather like having a javelin ready to go while holding a shield.
I like it. 400, you said?
Yep, 400 gold pieces.
I think I can do that.
Very well. You hear the dun, 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 dun. You start to hear the fucking Avengers.
That's exactly what I needed.
It's so weird that happens every time I take it off the shelf. She goes, I don't know what's full of red and blue, but red, white, and blue, but there you go.
I'll make it work.
All right, fantastic.
Oh.
Somewhere Chris Evans looking at his phone going, what the fuck? Yeah, no, it gives you the shield. It can look like whatever you want it to look like. I'm done.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm keeping the aesthetic. It's perfect. It's perfect.
We got this off of this, somebody sold this one. It was some guy named Evans of Chris. He said he was from the land of Los Angeles. Some plane traveler, probably.
Strange person, probably.
Strange person, very strange. He was looking for someone named Nick Jones.
I think I ran into his brother.
Yeah, it was something to do with something called Earth. I don't know about all that.
Earth? No.
Anyway, I always love to give a little backstory with the used items. Anyways, is there anything else that you would like?
Oh, I also need 2 sets of sending stones.
Sending stones can be arranged, 400 gold. 200 if you just want one and don't really care where the other is, somewhere in the world.
So, you said 400 for 1 set?
400 for a set, yes.
Okay. I'll take 2. This is why I sold things
very
today.
well, so that'll be 800 gold. Here you are.
Thank you. That is everything for me. I am so excited.
Excellent. Enjoy your shield. Enjoy it.
Oh, I will.
Excellent. What of the rest of all of you? I see the Starborn is taken care of. What about you, Miss Vargos? Is there anything on the shelves that are appealing to you?
First, I'm gonna ask if anyone in the party would like the boots of the Vigilant. If they don't, we might sell those off too. But I'm looking into... It is, yes. That's why I would... What I'm thinking about is also going to be an attunement item, so I know I need to swap something. Whole deal.
Fair enough.
Above table, I'm looking at the Cloak of Displacement.
Oh my god. Now, I hate this fucking item. I hate this goddamn item.
Ember recommended it to me the first time I was getting stuff, but I was a little tied up in what I was getting. But I just wanted to know how much one of those would be.
Oh, lucky you, they're in stock. Wonderful. How am I not surprised it was Mr. Van Zyl that put you onto such a despicable item? Yes, that would be, 4 million. No, okay, it's 400.
It's 400?
Well, it's an uncommon item. For some reason, it's only uncommon. Yep. Yep, that is only uncommon.
I blame the Displacer Beasts being creatures and the fact that I played a healer in WoW for 10 years, and damage avoided is better than damage healed every time.
But she's not a healer.
Yes, but the Cloak of Displacement means she avoids the damage.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have to be healed.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. That's a good way for me to justify it and think of it. It's an item for the healer.
It also means you get to swing at me more.
Yeah. Problem is, there's only one in Exandria. Is the issue. So you're buying the first and last one I'm giving out. If the party tried to obtain more than one, a meteorite might come down at an advantage. But anyway, yes, if you would like this 400 gold piece item, it is, it's an excellent choice for anyone. Really, anyone.
Just, your 180-foot dashing monk is a great one to put it on.
Because if you were hard enough to hit already. Okay, here you go.
And Dresser hits harder now. She's up to D10s. Because monks just hit harder than better they get.
Incredible. Oh, gosh. Alright, well, hey, stronger you guys get. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, anyway, she hands over the cloak to you. She kind of like, sorry, I can't let go for some reason. I'm sorry. And she does give it to you. And you may don the clashes. That's gonna be my one. It's gonna be my one satisfying. It just clashes with the outfit just like a little bit. That's all. But yes, you got it. It makes you super powerful. We'll never go down again.
I have to stop at Alindra's and get it touched.
Exactly. Very well. Is there anything else you all want? No, you're nothing else. You don't want a Vorpal sword? Nothing else. No. All right, fair enough. Mr. Van Zyl. Oh yes, please.
Sending stones. I was also going to get a set.
Ooh, they're a hot item, baby. All right, yeah, 400 gold. Here you go. There you are. Yep. And again, we have a nice discount on single sending stones, and it's anyone's guess where the other one is. But it's a good deal, and if you find the other one, you will have saved a lot of money. Anyway, Mr. Van Zyl, how might we be of service to you, sir?
I'd like to purchase a small number of scrolls, please.
Very well. What can I help you with?
I'd like scrolls of sea invisibility.
Okay. Just a moment while I open up my spell list here.
Above the table is second level. If it helps
Thank
any.
you. Yep, that definitely helps. Thank you. Second is considered an uncommon item, so that will be 200 gold.
Okay, so would you have 5 of them available?
Let's roll the dice, baby. We certainly do. Go right ahead.
Okay.
I loathe prep time. I loathe it, I do. But it's no, it's great. It's great. Excellent. Is there anything else? Any other scrolls?
Nope. That's everything that I needed.
Very well. Very well. Very well.
As a group, can I suggest that we get healing potions before we go under the earth again? I'm willing to put forth a not insignificant part of the cash that I have in the coin that I have in my purse right now.
I wouldn't mind going into. We still have an insane amount of holy water, so.
Yeah, I've been putting the
a...
resources into that, and I spent an awful lot of money on Ben's armor. So, if you guys want to be up on that, I'll let you.
As a note, we get, you know how it is in Amon with the mercenary mages. And, there's always clerics and healers out there looking for work. So if you ever wanted to go hire a mercenary to provide additional healing throughout the day, you certainly can. But we are more than happy to sell potions. Absolutely. Let's see what we have in stock. What are you looking for? What kind of rarity of potion? Like how potent a potion of healing are we talking about?
So this is the part where it shows that I've only ever really been healed by a cleric or somebody else. There's greater. I know there's one under greater, and then I know there's one above greater. I can't think of their names at this moment.
It's greater, and then superior, and then supreme.
Oh, greater's a small one. Huh.
Yeah, greater is like a step up from standard.
I have one greater in my inventory. It's in my bag of holding.
How much are they, like, per potion?
All over it. Darling,
Basic, that's what it is. Oh.
I guess this is how they sell books. They put a little bit of information in every book. Best way to sell them, I guess. Huh? I'm pretty sure they just like throw a 0 on the end. Like the standard is a 50, and then the next one's like a 500. But I also could be very wrong. So I'm gonna.
That sounds right. At least the like adding a 0 onto whatever the price is, the higher up you go.
Yeah.
Because that's how I always remember how beefy they are.
Yeah, is how astronomically expensive they can be. Okay, I think I might have found it. I think I might have found the price. Nope, that's just the... the convention. It's alright, do it. It's 2014. Come on, man. Embarrassing me in front of the adventurers. Okay, anyway. Value of spell scrolls is double what it costs to scribe the scroll in PHP. What if I type in potions? Potion prices. I like how they've added a mixing potions, like wild magic chart, basically. So you down 2 potions within too close, they will, you know. Ah! Okay, I think I finally found it. Here's brewing. This is a prior keep 25 full pieces. Man. Killing. Okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna ask the internet. How much cost? Alright. Doesn't sound quite right, but I'm gonna run with it. So, 50 for potion of healing, 100 for greater, 500 for superior, 5,000 for superior. Doesn't sound quite right, but anyway.
There are 4 of us. Can I do 4 superior? So that'll be 2,000 gold?
Okay. So, sorry. 50, 200, 2,000, and then 20,000.
Dear lord.
Because they're consumables,
Okay.
it's just half the standard price.
So then never mind. So then can I buy a greater healing potion for everybody? So I think that's 4. And then can I get 2 extras just in case? So 6.
6 graders? Yeah, no
Yep.
problem. Yep. Totally.
Cool.
So that comes out to 1,200 gold pieces.
Sweet.
Wait, how much were the superior again?
Superiors are 2,000.
That's the jump.
Yeah. It's like 50 and then 200, and then it's an extra 0 every time you go.
I'm gonna grab one.
A superior?
Yeah, and put it on your vein.
Okay, fantastic. So 2,000.
Thank you.
And actually, because I forgot we got paid in platinum, so I wasn't even looking at the amount of gold I actually had. Can I do the same thing and shove it into Dreisman's hands?
Yeah, of course. I like everyone aggressively supporting each other.
Here's the
Passive
pasta
aggressively
stone.
supportive. All right. Anything else at Wonderful World of Gilmore's? Okay. Then with that, you guys are magic itemed up. Ready for the wonderful world of Alexandria. All right, doing a little spelunking. Sounds like a maybe. Yeah, what's next?
Yeah.
Kraghammer? We're heading to Kraghammer?
Yep.
All right. Luckily enough, you guys are well known there, and you guys can use the teleportation circle that does connect indeed with what's Drake's last name?
Thunderbrand.
Thunderbrand. That's right. Thank you very much. And you guys can head to Thunderbrand House. Okay. Mountains. Kraghammer. Next we'll come back to the world of dwarves, which isn't a bad world. You appear in the magical mansion of the most magical dwarves in all of Kraghammer. You guys kind of like appear inside the room. Nobody's in attendance. A number of glyphs will appear on the wall with your appearance and then pop. I'd like everyone to make me a strength save.
Okay, that's a dirty 1.
Great. It's a dirty little one. What else did everybody got?
I got a 19.
Nice.
20.
20, nice. Kira?
Kiro got a nat 20 for a 29.
Got it. So these glyphs go off, and suddenly Yvain is like up onto the ceiling, and you're like, "Urgh! Urgh! Meanwhile, all of you guys see this like coming, and you're able to like quickly reach down to like a flagstone or something on the ground, or a handhold of some kind. Like, you know, your hair goes straight up and everything, and your cloaks all go straight up. Oh no, the cloak of displacement, it's gone! Oh no, fly away! No, I'm kidding, it's still there. And the door opens, and this like old dwarven lady with like a wand of lightning bolts appears in the goes. Who the hell are all of you? Huh? What are you doing here in my house? This is the Thunderbrand estate. Speak or eat thunder.
Master Thunderbrand gave us permission to return, and he gave me the symbol to facilitate our travel. This is the Aurora Concordant.
Yeah, Aurora Concordant? I haven't seen Aurora in 50 years. What is the Aurora? And at that point, Drake Thunderbrand does come around the corner and goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. And he like grabs like the wall, like fights the wand in the air and like takes it out of her hand. And he's like, Grandma, like, come on. You can't shoot lightning at the guests. And she's like, they're intruders. They're not even. That one's look. None of them are dwarves. They're humies. Because you can't say that anymore. Grandma, I'm sorry. And he'll snap his finger up at Yvain, and you'll kind of, yeah. Dry stream, you catch. Yep. Because come on in. Sorry. And he'll kind of, Grandma, you taking your potions this morning? She goes, I don't like the potions. They make me need to go to the bathroom too much. Because I know, but you gotta take them. And you kind of somebody, and then some cousin comes in. And goes like, oh, sorry, she slipped away. You know, she slips away from us. I goes, hello, hi, Rourke and Conan. Hello, hi. Drake Thunderbrand says, all right, come on, let's get you out of here before. Don't step on me. Okay. Whoa. Sorry. The house is a mess right now. And he just like takes you out of the house. He's like, sorry, things are crazy in there. It's good to see y'all. What can I do? You're back in Kraghammer. Go have fun, run amok. Whatever it is you're here for, unless you've come to the House of Thunderbrand for a purpose. Nope, just using our circle. All right, fair enough. That's all right. Yep. Okay.
We need to get some guidance. We are headed down.
Most people are. How far down we talking here?
To your cousin's abode, and I use that term loosely.
Yeah, alright, fine, fair. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's lots of underground, so there's plenty of people who make a business of themselves traveling in and around the city. Feel free to pick out any number of pathfinders or hunters. You guys worked with Hunter Horik at one point, eh? Maybe you might want to.
Indeed, we did.
Bark up his. Yeah. Maybe you might want to bark up his tree. I hear he's doing a lot of work, doing some pathfinding to and from the new Temple of Mordor. Well, the old Temple of Mordor, I guess, but he might be available. You should check around.
We absolutely will.
Oh, fair enough. All right, well, you have yourselves a good one. And he will, travel back into his home, and you guys have Kraghammer at your disposal. Is there anything you wanted to do? You wanted to go try and find Hunter Park?
Yeah.
Understood. You go find Hunter Horik. You're gonna be told that Brave Song is he's actually at the Temple of Morden right now. He's with his uncle. They say, well, good news though. Thanks to his efforts and yours, of course. The way has been made a little easier. So you're free to travel. We have guides free of charge to lead to and from the temple. If you have something to speak with them about, you're most certainly welcome. And if you're willing and wanting, unless you could stay here and wait if you care to, but if not, you guys can travel. Some young hunter who's only got a little grizzle on his cheeks. He's not a proper blonde beard yet. Will escort you guys on a little hike for about an hour, which is much shorter than it was previously. And eventually we'll come to the ancient Temple of Moradin, the first Temple of Moradin that you guys helped discover. You enter within, and the place has changed. The old, the old statues and the old iconography and stonework has been preserved. But that which has been defaced has been sort of like shaven down and sort of refurbished. There's tons of dwarves in here sort of working on the masonry. There's tons of priests inside, working away, getting rid of some old burnt up coffins is definitely... You see some guys like hanging from the roof on little, like what you'd see outside of like apartment buildings for cleaning. And they're like, all right, 1, 2, and then they pull out like the burnt charred remains of some like old... Well, some coffin that was burned up. I wonder how that happens. And then they pull it out and they just let it fall into the mist. And a huge like smoke comes out of it. Not smoke, more like ash and dust comes out of it. Oh. All right, we'll on the next one. So they're clearing up. The old catacombs or burial sites. And you eventually come to the main chamber. Where you will indeed see Hunter Horick. Bravesong is attending to Uncle Bravesong. High Priest Bravesong, who turns around and goes, "Oh, look who it is! Oh, it is your lads and lasses of the Heroic Incorporated! Hey, come on in, mate! Look at you all! Hey, you want to get..." And he just like, for the height of a dwarf, he like lifts each one of you up a little bit. Even you, Drystrand. He goes, "Look, you're doing great, good, it's looking strong and mighty." One of the major additions that you find here is that the hole in the floor that you guys took to go down to the evil lair, is currently being replaced by what looks to be like a massive columned smithy and smelter. Like right in the dead center of that chamber is, as recommended, I believe you guys insisted to be dubbed the Ember Forge. And indeed, the Ember Forge is well on its way to its construction. It looks to be about like half complete at this point. And he goes, "What think about? Is he at what? See, there it is, the Ember Forge being made right in the middle, just like you requested, eh?"
It looks wonderful.
Oh, it's gonna be special, and that's the best. We dwarves are very traditional, right? So when we make a forge, we make sure the forge lasts for fucking several centuries. So getting to make a new forge, the new technology, right? This is probably gonna be the nicest forge we've got in Kraghammer right now. And you got a really special idea about the rings. Oh, it's gotten some people just right excited to get into it. We're actually having a bit of competition is the wrong word. Auditions is the wrong word. But let's just say the greatest jewelers in Kraghammer have been put to task for the opportunity to create such relics. So once it's done, we'll have our jeweler. We're also going to make sure to decorate it with your faces on the side. It is going to, of course, be a dwarven style, so it's going to be it's not going to be like what you old you surfaces like. At this point, Hunter Horick comes and goes, "Okay, Uncle, all right, big lad." He goes, "Oh, I ran away with myself. I have. I apologize, but yeah, come on in. See what you want to see. I'll be around. Hunter Horick's like, all right, Uncle." He goes, "Okay, cousin, lad, nephew, whatever you are." And he'll walk away as he got called on his rambling. And Hunter Horick says, "Good to see you all. hope your ears are okay after that. What brings you to Kraghammer?
We came to hire you.
All right. Excellent. What's the job? Was sure it can't be anything more dangerous than hunting vampire assassins.
I don't know. Need to go to your cousin's capital and steal something that they probably stole from somebody else.
Well, you want to heist? You want to heist the duegar?
Yep.
Anything else? Was that it for today? That's all they said on the agenda.
We're stealing it from their king.
I'll pack my cataclysmic bolts for this one, I think. Well, I expect you haven't come. Yeah, you come to hire me. Well, you fucking gone. You're all mad as a hatter, and I'm glad for it. All right. Tell you what, give me a day. I'm gonna put together some equipment. I'm gonna get together some maps, and we will go on. We'll just try and top ourselves from last time. And yeah, we can fast forward that a little bit. You guys probably get invited to the Brave Song House. You feast, you drink, you have a great time. Horik is nowhere to be seen. He goes off, getting fresh ammunition, going and talking to people about getting the right maps for the job, and a couple other trinkets and doodads that might provide a ranger with some assistance. And you guys are shown the great hospitality of the dwarven houses and welcomed in. Visitors from the other 4 major clans come through. You are an ambassador from the Iron Keeper comes through, and they wish you well in the welcoming of Kraghammer. Again, you guys are reputed names around and treated with great respect. You sleep, wake up, various levels of hungover or not, entirely up to you. I'm sure Kiro's fine. Look at what surfacer can drink with a dwarf? It's probably a pirate.
She's gone from Kraghammer to ale back to Kraghammer.
Yeah.
Her liver's either shot or she'll live forever.
Your liver's either rotten or made of steel by this point. It's Darwinism at its finest. Anyway, with that, the day passes, and you guys all wake up in the Brave Song Manor, and Horik shows up. He's double crossbowed. He's like double axed at the hip. He's got shiny new armor, and by shiny I mean actually kind of stealthy looking. Unlike you surface rangers, he actually probably has like a blackish brown cloak as opposed to the green cloak that is a signature of the rangers. He's got he's got goggles. He's got he's well equipped. He's a bag full of shit. He's got he's ready to go. He says, all right, I'll be going deeper than I've ever dealt before. I can't wait. Well, shall we be off? Yes, Yvain.
Yvain is going to change her armor from the mithril armor that she panicked made to the armor that Trasukar had been wearing.
Ah, very nice choice.
Yvain. That's the armor that Kiro has on now.
Oh,
sorry.
Well, then never mind. Never mind. I won't do that then. I
Sorry. That was why she sold her armor at Gilmore's.
I didn't realize that anyone had taken it yet, so I was going to no, it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Never mind. I recant. Perfect. No. It's good. Sorry.
This has been
never mind. I'm going in bright and shiny mithril.
Fair enough. This has been the most amicable, I think, negotiation of two girls, one of them wearing someone else's clothes and getting it back amicably. It sounds at least in my experience.
It's not false. Also,
are you wearing my armor?
Actually, now that you mention it.
You know
This
what?
is a great segue.
I'm kind of pissed off, actually.
Listen, things happen. No,
Yeah.
a quick above table. What was the name of the shield that I got again? Because I cannot find it for some reason.
Boomerang shield. You probably have to. You might have a setting that you might need to enable in your character sheet. Like
I have all of the partnered content and everything. I have all of those on, and I can't find it.
Okay, let me take a little peek. Let me take a little peek. See if I can get it.
Yeah, when I type it in, I just typed in, manage inventory, add item. I type in boom, and the first shield that appears there is the boomerang shield.
The problem is all I see are boomerangs. There are no shields.
Yeah. No, that is weird on your sheet there.
But if I do have, but like when I go to armor, I'm proficient in shields because I'm a fighter.
Yeah. You should be able to add it regardless of efficiency.
Yeah, came out of the Book of Many Things, page 66. Is the source.
Yeah, that's a little weird. It's not coming up on your. Let me go look at your.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hold this up. I just thought it was me. I was like, is there something that I'm not looking at? It happens often.
Oh, you're all good. I'm not sure what the problem is. Yeah, you've got everything enabled. Boom! Boomerang +1, another boomerang. All right, well we'll get to that.
If I need to, I can just add it custom. Like if I need to, I can just look up the stats and add it custom. I just didn't know if there was something that I wasn't doing, and that was the reason.
No, it doesn't seem to be anything to do with you. No, I can't find it on your sheet either. That's a little weird. Oh, maybe it's like a content share thing, and I'll have to look into it. Anyway, I can at least I'll make you one at the very least. I'm gonna write that down so I remember that fixed up.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think how it works now is content shares everybody's books. And sometimes people buy books, so I don't buy them.
Okay.
But I have 2 campaigns, and rather than have the same people in the same campaign, because I can only have 3,
Right.
I have 1 player in each campaign, so
Yeah.
you know. Anyway, yeah, I'll get that figured out tonight or something.
Thank you.
No problem.
If you need a quick reference, Kiro, I did paste it into the Zoom chat for you.
Thank you. I'll just use that in the meantime, if such a thing comes up. But there's no reason for us to get attacked now. We could just have a nice walk in a cave.
Is that what you want? I mean, I know you're all very, proper, capable adventurers and such. I mean, I could take you whatever route you want. I mean, we can avoid the dangerous patches, or if you're feeling feisty, I can always direct us through more dangerous areas, or do a little monster hunt or something like. It's a long way to Emberhold.
We could probably use a tune-up, especially in close quarters fighting, before we get to the Emberhold. But that's up to everybody else. I'm game for a fight always, so.
They have a lot of outposts, is the word. They're very militarized individuals, so they definitely have outposts to sort of keep an eye on the road and whatnot. Depending on what you'd like to do, it might, I think there's certainly a school of thought where, we all go in and smash them and, learn what they know kind of thing. Or we pass them by so nobody's aware of our approach. Something to consider.
We could just hit one or two on the outside, get a lay of the land. Nobody misses things on the edge, usually. And by the time they did, well, we'd be a much bigger problem by then.
Actually, I'm gonna suggest the following. No, wait. I take that back. I already have a better exit strategy. So yeah.
All right. Well, it's going to be a lot of sort of long switchbacky descents. We're not going to be doing no jumping down thousands and thousands of mile-long temples or nothing. So, yeah, we'll be switching back and forth all the way down to Emberhole. It's going to take a while, but we'll get there. Fear not in that. A couple days, no more. Alright, let's get going. And like I said, if you're ever feeling frisky, there's no shortage of dangers down there that couldn't use a mighty hand against it.
Oh, I'm sure we're gonna run into something.
Because
that's just how our luck goes. We don't have to go looking for it; it'll come looking for us.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do a quick calculation.
What you want, Yvain?
What's up?
Above the table, can we say that Yvain, when she was doing her spells and such, also switched out an attunement item?
Yeah.
So that she has her Earthboard equipped.
Oh, nice. Very smart. Horik looks at it with envy in his eyes and looks away whenever you catch him looking.
That'll give her a little more mobility.
Absolutely. Just want to build us a quick timeline here.
Above table, can I just say this is exactly why when we go to Gilmore's and we're like, hey, do you want to buy these magic items from us? They're like, yeah. Because also, we don't unload regular things. Like, we unload a few regular things, but it's like, what do you have sitting in those bags?
Fair enough. Okay, he's going to say, so, we can move really fast, we can move really carefully, or we can move normally. If we move very carefully, we'll pretty much go stealthy most of the way. We'll probably avoid any major problems, but we probably won't get there from like 5 to 10 days, so it'll take a while. If we move quick as we can do it in like a day or two, but chances are we're going to run into some big mean nasties and they'll probably get the jump on us maybe. It's hard to keep an eye out when you're moving quick and loudly. And then, of course, there's just the normal, which it's about 3 to 5 days. Again, I can't give you a perfect day-to-day estimate because we don't typically travel to Emberhold, so some passages may have collapsed, the terrain may have changed, so I'm trying to be optimistic. Realistic, actually, is the word. So, normal, fast, or careful?
I think normal should be fine.
All right. Very well. Pack it in then, lads and ladies. 3 to 5 days we've got of all being good friends and surely nothing going wrong whatsoever. Oh, look at me like that. You know I'm being sarcastic. Totally full of shit. It's going to be dangerous. You wouldn't have come to me or be here if it weren't horrifically dangerous, right?
There's some truth to that.
All right. Well, Just keep me alive. Or you can't get back. Well, you probably will find a way to get back, but still, keep me alive, please. Thank you. Yeah? I'm good, but I'm not as good as you, fucking crazy god-talking, earth-saving people. Alright. Rolling the dice for random encounters. Okay. Day 1. Just getting them all out of the way. Day 2. Let's see how well I do on my survival checks. Oh, it's pretty good. Oh, that's also pretty good. Oh, that's really good. Okay. Let me see. This is the last day for encounters. Oh, fuck, I'm good. All right. Here we go. Underdark time. Let's see here. I want set you guys up with a little. This is very much at the point where I am absolutely flying by the seat of my pants. This is not what I had planned today, but I will take us on an adventure. Okay. Man, motherfucker. What I say? There we go. Just needs a minute to load. Apparently more than a minute. Alright, here we go. What's I like this guy. Okay, so you leave Kraghammer behind. And venture out into the Underdark. Let's go to the Underdark. Ah, there it is. Yeah, this is awesome. All right, here's your camp. Da-da-da! Da-da-da-da-da. You guys venture after Hunter Horick. He's got maps. He's got like strange device. He's got he's certainly got a compass, but he also has like a vertical device. And a number of other like little items and tools and that probably serve the ranger's purpose as for navigation that are a little yeah, a little on what you're not used to being an underground sort of ranger. He starts taking you through the passages. Um, Day 1 goes by. You guys do 8 hours of traveling, and it's like he said, they are switchbacks, but they are massive switchbacks where you guys, go down for like hours, and then you take a hard turn, and then for hours. So it is very much a switchback situation. But eventually you guys do come to some like underground water, and Horik calls it a day. Day 1 is going to have gone by just fine. You guys light up a fire. You guys find your way into this like side chasm. And yeah, you post up. Horik will say, I don't know how much you all know about Emberhold, but it's built on one of the most massive underground volcanoes out there. Like I could show you. It'll blow your mind. It's largely guessed that the amount of lava under Emberhold is probably enough to like fill all of the chambers of Kraghammer and then some. It's a lot of lava, a lot of lava. You'll be right at home. Points at you, Ember. But the rumor is it's very hot, very very hot.
Are we going to need to take any precautions for you, Kira?
I'm sure at a certain point it'll play into it. I assume for the most part it just means that I'll be uncomfortable. But it's underground, so I'll be fine.
You like if we could just like keep a little cloud, just a little bit of humidity about you.
Well,
Talk
we're
about it.
going, there ain't going to be much
That's
humidity.
that's not a problem. It's vastly easier than you would anticipate.
Oh,
I can generate a couple of gallons of water a day on demand and then turn it to ice so we can soak the underticking of the armor, freeze it to ice, and you'll have conditioned armor.
Honestly, anytime we're underground, it just makes me appreciate the bath that I take afterwards even more. That's why I sit in it for an hour.
You know, there's a rumor. Well, it's more like a legend or a myth or something that in the flaming magma-filled chambers under Emberhold, there's a dragon. You say that there's a ancient, massive dragon, larger than anything recorded, that slumbers in one of the heated chambers beneath the earth. But again, they say it's as big as a city, this dragon.
Well, that would be a little bit more excitement than we want to deal with. So we need to keep that to a minimum.
Well, fear not, they say that this old fella lives many hundreds of miles beneath Emberhold in the magma chamber, so shouldn't be a great issue. Shouldn't be a great issue. Probably something we don't want to wake up. Or something we do, depending on if it's a good dragon or a mean dragon. Either way, I certainly have no intentions of taking you on any side voyages unless you care to. It's not that
You.
deep. You're one hell of a trophy. I think you need to build a new tavern for the size of it, though. Size of its head. Well, while we're at camp here, is there anything you want to know? Is there anything I can tell you about where we're going? I've done a little bit of research.
Anything
Aside,
that you can tell us about the duergar themselves?
Hmm. Well, first and foremost, they serve the Crawling King, as we know. Um, they are bitter. The every report, anyone who's ever gone up a Duergar reports a sort of like they fight like scared animals. I don't know what's comparable. Badgers. You got badgers on the surface,
Hmm.
right? Yeah. Um, badgers kind of fight like any animal, right? Out of fear, territorial, protect themselves. They kind of attack out of fear. See the Duergar are very much like that. They're kind of bitter and fearful, and they sort of attack out of uh, fear of the unknown. Is largely where a lot of people conjecture. So, the Thunder Drakes or Thunderbrands. Uh, they have a lot of theories that they have mighty armies, but are a very insular people. They don't know much about the surface world or the world beyond, and kind of fight out of ignorance, thinking themselves going to be that anything that isn't them is probably evil. Kind of make a prison of their own society, fitting considering their master. Uh, I know that they can turn invisible, and I know that they can grow to great size. Yeah, they have some very physical based psionic abilities. Um, uh, and there's also the rumor that they are considered the sixth house of Kraghammer, that they were separated from us long ago, millennia ago, and were warped by the strange things in the deep dark. Um, they say the deeper you go, the more alien the world becomes. You see that there's all kinds of matters. Vox Machina purported, they said something about squids. Yeah, squids, whatever that means.
That leads nicely into my question. Aside from the neighbors, what else are we going to run into? What else could we run into down here?
Well, the deeper you go, the more dangerous it gets. You see, like the surface, the dwarven portions of the underground, very close to the surface. Um, a lot of change happens. The change bringer, right? Society's always changing, things are becoming different, whatnot. The lower you go down the earth, the more stagnant things become, the more time great creatures and monsters have to sleep and slumber and grow large and big and eat and become full. So it's largely the idea is largely the deeper you go, the more dangerous things become. There's telling of like great titan like monsters beneath the surface and all manner of alien creatures sort of dwelling there. Again, we don't really go past anywhere where we might confront the duergar out of safety. We don't really want to start a war with these people. So anything much deeper is largely just myth or legend, or frankly, the little bits strange things that Vox Machina said they found. So dangerous, very dangerous the deeper you go. Like I said, there's legend that there's this dragon the size of a city down there, deep beneath Emberhold, slumbering, waiting to be awoken for whatever reason.
Every place has got their monsters.
Oh, sure,
Wonderful.
sure. I think it's the idea is the big bad beasties. Uh, only those guys dwell the deeper you go, right? It's like well, Kraghammer's the biggest city underground. It's the most well known. It's very well defended. Now, don't get me wrong, Emberhold is very dangerous and militaristic and so on and so forth, but they're a very insular people. They're not expansionists. Um, so, you know, the little creatures dwell up high, and the things that eat them are beneath. The deeper you go, the bigger the predator. The deeper you go beneath that is the thing that eats the thing from before. So, deeper you go, bigger the danger, one way or another. Yep, the Underdark's dangerous place.
Mm. Oh, I miss being
Well,
underwater.
well, I'll tell you what. Um,
I miss being
don't get captured. These people are they worship the god of tormentors and torturers. You'd be better dead than alive if you get captured. That's largely the consensus. We've only had a couple of bloody dwarves returning from escaping imprisonment, and even the stories are enough to turn your stomach.
I'll keep that under advisement.
So basically, you're going to the place where the sun doesn't reach. There is no Dawnfather where we're going. And really, there's not a lot of Changebringer either, and just a lot of big mean nasties. A lot of Wild Mother in the worst ways, or at least what the Wild Mother has twisted and reforged by fucking madness and the violence of nature. So beware, be very aware. In other news, I think I've led us pretty good today. Only about 2 to 3 more days. Oh, what are you? Oh, last thing I'll say before we turn in tonight. Were you guys told about the whole the rumored political situation down there?
No.
Well, I did a little scrounging around. Um, the King of Embers is King Thangurul II. He rules, as you can probably imagine, through fear and conquest, the spreading of armies underneath the caverns, and the name of the crawling king, and so on and so forth. Um, uh, I'm sure there is more to be heard about that whole situation, but what I would bring forth is uh, it is rumored. It is rumored that the previous king and queen, had a young daughter who was only 6 years old. You see, the previous king, King Murgle of Emberhold, was killed in combat by Scanlan Shortbolt, the gnome bard Vox Machina, uh, and his wife, Queen Ulara, was slain by some other horrible monster. Um, but it is well known that the king and queen had a young daughter who disappeared. Um, so there's some kind of a speculation that the young heir might still be around, but then again, she might not. So could be useful information, could not be. All right. Well, I think I've run my mouth enough for one night. I'm sort of slowly turning into my uncle, it seems like. So I'm gonna turn in, get some rest, and in the morning we'll keep our adventure going, eh?
I
Right.
Sleep
Ah,
peacefully.
I heard an eye out of you, Mr. Van Zyl. You might be taking up residence with us in Kraghammer soon. You're not careful. Yeah, go ahead to bed. Um, day one went very safely. Yeah, why don't we have like a little around the fire moment? Um, Kiro, you look into the flames of the campfire and have been warned about the massive magma presence. Um, how does Kiro feel about that, about being confronted with her negative element?
I think that there is a general trepidation that she gets around both being underground and hilariously enough when she was up in the mountain when they were up in the mountains visiting Yvain's family, like any the further she is removed from water, the more uneasy she feels. And also the fact that we're now dealing with Duergar and Hammer Sheila's down here somewhere. She's just used to feeling uneasy, and being underground has done nothing but make that worse. But I honestly, after everything that happened in the channel thing for the first time, she's like, you know what? It's probably gonna suck. Let's do it.
That's fair. That's fair. On the stark opposite side, Ember, you were recently forced back onto those fucking seas again, splashed water all day. I think quite in contrast, uh, you were put into your negative element. Now you will be in your positive element. You'll, for all intents and purposes, be on your as much on your home turf as you can. What are your feelings going into Emberhold and this
well, the
hammer and
first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to give Kiro the uh, my alchemy jug. Uh, you can generate 8 gallons of fresh water or like 12 of salt water a day.
This is perfect. Above table, she is literally going to use it like one of those gallon water bottles. She's not going to be dehydrated.
Hell yeah.
And by dint of what we went through out there on the water, Ember is going to stand up and approach the little campfire and encourage everybody to take a full step back. At which point he's going to invoke investiture of the flame and then stand in the campfire, completely untouched.
And if I'm not mistaken, in fact, more than that, given the abilities, the fire probably like human torches up you. And
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah.
full on Johnny Storm.
Yeah, you see Ember maybe not become a fire elemental, but pretty close to the untrained eye.
That's I mean, that's scary. You're a very, very scary individual. And I'm glad that we're on the same side.
As with many things, it's just a trick.
Damn good trick where we're going, though.
Very.
Just a trick. Just a trick. Like $1 billion is like just some money. What about you, Drycerin? You're dragonborn. Your roots come from dragons, which are predators of the sky, and your god is one of the sky as well. And you are very, very far away underground. What's the feeling?
She's never liked it down here. Never once has she wanted to be down here. We keep getting all the scary, bad, unholy stuff, and we have to go meet it down here. So she's not excited. Less than thrilled that once again we are in caves with multiple tunnels and entrances and exits that we don't know.
Oh yeah.
We're going after one of the dark vestiges. No. None of this is good. No.
No, it was good. Fair enough. In vain. You carry the stars with you wherever you go, and I think that's not going to be the prompt I put in front of you. I think the prompt I'm going to put in front of you is probably more towards the witness below. Everyone's got their feelings about her, but I sense almost like not just an urge to kill from Yvain, but there's some other attachment or draw towards this figure. Am I a way off course, or is there something there? Something
Oh no.
Yvain's considering?
Oh no. The abbess presents a particular perversion that is anathema to literally to everything Yvain knows about how to work with the world, because you can beat she was the first thing she did was learn to handle animals. Yeah. You can beat an animal into compliance. And of course there are things to be learned from pain. Of course there are. There are also better ways to do it. And so it's the city girl who sees this one thing and becomes enamored with it, and it becomes a cult. And so it's literally twisted how pain is a lesson. Because that's something Yvain's mother used to say to her. Pain is a very good teacher of what not to do. If there's anyone that she would call a heretic, like philosophically, it would be the abbess.
Well, most certainly. Fair enough. Certainly a philosophical dispute. Very well. With that, I mean, there's no light, but anyway, the time to sleep comes, and you all head to sleep. I assume you do your
Yes.
yeah. I largely have an assumption you do that pretty much for everything.
Bring monk, yeah.
While everyone's drinking coffee, I'm making you all, specialized dry swim. You have a drink. You're sitting in a tavern. In fact, you're sitting in the Sunkissed Tavern from Westruun. You're alone. Your friends are there. You're just like, you have a drink, and you are entirely aware that someone has cast a dream spell on you. Thanks to the power of Yvain's precautions. Would you give me if you would be so kind, Yvain, what the specifications are?
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up, but from memory, I can tell you that what it does is it allows them to, if they are in a dream type spell, so it lets them know, oh, hey, you're dreaming. And it gives them like the ability to lucid dream. They have the ability to manipulate the material of the dream, as it were, circumstances. And I am
Excellent.
pulling it up.
It's called Dream Walk, right? I can probably just...
Yes.
Wow, that thing's fucking scary. I'll use that in the future. Dream Walk, where are you?
Choose up to 10 willing creatures you can see within range. For the duration, they gain the ability to lucidly dream wherever they sleep. While lucid dreaming, a creature always knows if the dream spell is being used to target it. In addition, when you cast the spell, each creature is affected by it can choose to instantly fall asleep, even if that creature has a trait that normally prevents them from being magically put to sleep. Fey ancestry.
Jesus,
It's a
where
choice,
has that
it's
been
not a
all
thing.
my life? Instantly falls. All right, guys, I'm going to bed.
Right, yeah.
Dude, do you imagine being able to instantly sleep? To like go and lay down somewhere comfortable and then actually being able to turn off? That's crazy. That's fucking fantastic. So you guys all go to bed. You guys have been more rested than you've ever all been in your entire lives. I would love for this party to have like the edgy rogue. This is Zarbold, the edgy rogue. And he's all pissed off because he can't be an insomniac anymore. He's like, man, I can't roam the night and brood and say, I never sleep or I can't, my dreams haunt me. Fuck. No nightmares for you guys. Now, I will say this. You can lucidly dream. And you do know when the dream spell is being cast on you. It does say nothing about being able to counteract the dream spell, which is the key. So, you're sitting in this bar, and as every night, you guys are able to do whatever you want. You're able to do whatever you want. And in this dream, Drystrom, maybe whatever you usually do in your dream, you're not there. And you're not able to do what you usually want to do. And if you try and alter the dream, it's not altering. The tavern is full of people wandering around and drinking and drinking and so on and so forth. And you can't alter the dream. And you are aware that somebody has committed you to the state. And the chair in front of you is going to pull out, and a faintly pinkish-skinned elven woman with like orange hair and a sort of sharp tribal tattoo on the side of her face is going to sit down from across from you. She is wearing like mage's robes, like well-appointed mage's robes, and she is bearing a wicked golden white spear in her hand. This is Darkheart. You recognize her. She is the one who stole the spear and created that crazy fucking abomination you guys had to fight. She sits across the table from you and kind of smiles and looks at you. She says, "Bearer of the girdle of the storm, I thought it was time me and you finally had a chat."
I don't do much talking. Or I guess
Yes,
I
I
do.
know.
I'll show you how.
You want to fight in a dream?
It's what I do in them most of the time.
And what exactly do you gain from all of your martial prowess in your dreams?
I don't know. It feels kind of like just exercise for the brain. Making sure I know my steps, moves, feet placement, so I don't have to think about them when I'm actually killing somebody. You know, like you maybe.
And here I thought my followers were the brutish ones. You know, I've unlocked quite a bit of power in this spear, and it's remarkable the amount of lightning it can channel.
Yeah. Is that supposed to scare me?
No, of course not. You have the girdle, the Storm Lord. I'm sure lightning doesn't frighten you much. My reason I say it is because how strange that this relic of the ruin bears so much power related to your god.
Oh,
Wouldn't you say?
oh, I'm sorry. Are you trying to do the this was flipped script? That's not gonna work. Yvain's diadem. It was flipped too. You can save this whole speech.
What speech is that exactly?
I don't know. The one where you just decide to fuck with my head, maybe. You can save it, really.
You're very frightened, aren't you? You're rambling. You're scared I'm going to say something that might second guess you.
No, no. I'm not scared. We're in a dream. What I am is pissed I can't get my hands on you. I'm pissed I can't get my hands on any of you. So
What are you
no.
up to right now, if not getting your hands on one of us?
Does it really matter if I say it out loud?
Of course.
Words have power, right?
Information is power. I'll trade you. You want to know what's happening in the Bramblewood?
We'll find out what's happening in the Bramblewood.
Oh, yes, you will.
I'm sure. Because if nothing else, none of you all is dramatic.
That's fair. But again, I ask, Are our gods not tremendously similar?
Sure. So we're still doing the speech. Got it. Go ahead.
I guess I just wanted to make the measure of my opponents. I thought it would be you who I might speak to, but perhaps it's one of the others.
Maybe.
Our gods are so similar, relate on so many ways. I see no reason why there can't be respect amongst enemies.
Unfortunately for me, the way you earned my respect with most Chord patron people is you let me pound your face into concrete or you fight back. So no, you don't have my respect right now. If you'd like to find some civil and dignity, maybe try Ember or Yvain.
Oh, there's nothing about my god that is civil.
Exactly.
If my coming here has simply resulted in the predictable Stormlord route of challenge, just this once, I'm willing to abide by the laws of your god with the laws of mine. You want a challenge? I will give you savagery, if that is what you require. I expect we won't have a duel where you pound my face into concrete, because so little can you achieve without your friends to hold you up. You know, I wanted to have this conversation sooner. I spied on you in Westruun. But you're always clung so tightly to your friends. Difficult to make an approach.
So, my friends scare you. That's interesting.
My followers may be fools, but I'm not. You see, savagery, destruction, if you take more than 10 seconds and use something other than a blunt instrument, it can be perfected. Like, for example, a fireball, as your Fire Genasi friend is so capable of. Is his level of destruction and savagery not so exponentially advanced beyond what you see from the regular axe-wielding maniac?
Yes, but he also has the brains and understanding of when to use it. You just kind of...
Have you been to a Siora lately? He, if I'm not mistaken, burned down several hundred acres of forest, didn't he? Maybe you're all not as far from the Ravager as you think. From the Ruiner as you think.
Are you trying to tell me we're crazy?
Oh, if that isn't apparent, then... then I'm afraid you're more dim than I suspected.
No, I know. I was just trying to make sure you weren't trying to tell me that.
Oh. I didn't want to insult your intelligence, though I admit my gauge was slightly off. Well, despite everything, this has been a delightful conversation.
I'm sure.
You're as much the blunt instrument as I had hoped. And it is good to know that I am smarter than you.
Okay.
And thus will win.
Sure. You want to know why most people don't win?
Why is that?
Because they are alone.
Oh, I'm not alone.
Oh, we know. But as time goes on, and luck is in our favor, and fate is in our favor, and war is in our favor, and knowledge is in our favor, we will find you, each and every one of you, and we will either put you down like a dog or lock you back in a gate where you belong.
That was what I was hoping to find. Seems that you can be an interesting opponent, after all. If you want to settle this earlier, I would happily confront you one-on-one. Your belt versus my spear, my magic versus your fists.
None of you are original, are you?
Oh, please. Storms and war.
No. It wasn't even the same god. And all of you want to what? Goad us into challenge? I don't know which one the vampire chick was really related to specifically, but this is the same dumb, idealistic bullshit.
Isn't it your god's commandment to take up challenges and be brave?
Sure. Except for your challenge isn't real. And don't before you go. All whatever it is, intellect, words, blah 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 blah. You're trying to get something out of me by using that word, by using that language, challenge, defeat, whatever. I know where my faith lies. I know how I use it best. You will not shake that. And two, once again, yes, I am hard to get alone because I don't have to be alone. So if your spear is as great and powerful as you say it is, why can it not challenge all of us? Why can it not stand up to your god's might?
You are very interesting. You know, you wouldn't be into like a pre-death battle, you know, rage fuck, would you?
Oh my god. Oh. Oh, what? You thought you were my type?
You mean a
Funny.
chick with a long spear and inclination to do violence?
I am not one of the ones that likes to have a mirror around.
Fine. Very well. Worth a shot.
Was it?
Oh, it was. I think we and
Okay.
you could have had some fun. But it's fun. I will be checking in on you from time to time. I'm liking these chats. And who knows, if I get you in the right dream at the right time, maybe we can dream of other things, like wrestling. Goodbye, my sweets.
I have had
Slut
nightmares
dreams.
in literal Shade Barrow in the abyss, and this is worse. This is worse.
She gives you some waves. She says, "Goodbye, sweetheart." And the dream will. She will disappear. You'll be released from the dream spell and be lucid and able to control it once more.
Drystern's gonna shift it to the spark and start drinking in her dream.
Fantastic. With that, you'll all wake up. I've been wanting to have her dark eye chat with you for a while. Yeah, we'll call the session there. We will have some big Underdark adventures coming up. Going to Emberhold. We're gonna get us a